302 Sports, Fox Sports 1290, and the iHeartRadio app for our presentation of Delaware High School football tonight. A Division I battle between Salesianum and Dover High School. And once again, with legendary Baynard Stadium currently under construction, tonight's home team, Salesianum, will be playing a game at their home away from home here at Brandywine High School. And once again, I'm joined in the booth tonight by my broadcast partner, Patrick Ariana. Pat?
Yeah, it's going to be a good one here. Let's see if Dover could get back on track. A little bit of a late start to the broadcast, so we'll work some news and notes in as we go. As the opening kickoff there was taken by Dover. Gabriel Evans, number 2, takes that ball across the 20-yard line. That's where they're going to start first and 10, the Senators.
And Pat, you mentioned a little pre-game technical difficulties, but we seem to have overcome that now. We are up and running here on 302 Sports. Again, thanks to everyone who has joined in for our Saturday night broadcast, and it should be a good one. Dover and Salesianum, 2 premier teams here in the state of Delaware. Getting things started now for Dover after the return of the opening kickoff from their own 25, and the ball is loose on the snap, and able to jump on it was the quarterback, Jordan Moran, the sophomore. Yeah, and you can see there, a little bit tripped up there. His knee was on the ground, so he didn't get the pitch off. It ends up being a loss of 3. Dover's looking to pick things up. They have a really tough start to their season. Obviously tonight going against Salesianum, who's ranked 2nd in our 302 Sports ratings. Last week they took a tough 41-14 loss against the 3rd-ranked team in our rankings, Hodson. Both games on the road. Tough start for Dover. This time Moran will drop back to throw, completes it out to the left side to his wideout. It was Eden Davis. And there, Eden Davis, Pat, we talked a little bit off the air before the game. Eden Davis, a basketball player, making the jump now to football. Yeah, he and Elijah Allen, both basketball stars on the runner-up last year in the state for basketball. They're getting the athletes on the field here. Dover is trying to bounce back after a pretty successful season last year. I saw them make the semifinals. Just like that, 3rd and long, Moran will turn and hand off to the right. It'll be Javon Peace. There he is. We didn't get to mention him because of no pregame, and he's already 5, and there he is, the game breaker. Okay, he's a one-on-one with the corner. He's going to take that matchup every day of the week. Dover looking good here. Loss instead with the missed tackles. Peace turns it into a positive play, almost 5 yards. Wrap him up there, and he still was dragged a couple yards on the play there. I mean, Peace is just a different kind of animal. Now Moran will jog back out onto the field for Dover. Javon Peace behind him. A wide out to each side. You see Dover now. It's kind of slowing some things down. It'll be a bootleg right. Moran will roll right, has a receiver, hits his man at the 1-yard line. It'll be close. He might have gotten in there. That's number 81, Elijah Sessoms, the sophomore, made the catch, but he'll be just short of the goal line. Great job by Moran there, right? Sophomore to sophomore connection right there, and gets him the 1st and goal. That's a smart play by the quarterback, Moran there. Taking the underneath route, took what the coverage gave him, and they're set up a 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. And now here comes the Wildcat again. It'll be Javon Peace at quarterback. He'll take the snap. He'll go off the left side, and it's going to be close. He's met at the line of scrimmage. He's in. And he's able to get in, so there he is, Pat. Javon Peace punching it in early for Dover. Great job there from the Dover offense, using tempo, using their athleticism, and really winning some battles up front, believe it or not. That's one of the keys to the game for them. When we talked to Coach Rudy Simonetti throughout the week this week, he said that. He said the key is going to be, can they make the effort on the line, right? This game's going to be won up front, and if they can do that, then they can compete in this game. That's what they're going to need. And just like that, point conversion, I don't want to say a must-win. To go here in the first quarter. Yeah, only 3.5 minutes it took Dover to just chew down that season. Yeah, and their key is the running game. So that's what they like to do. They like to run the football. They like to control the clock. And defensively, they dominated Penn last week. Held them to under 100 yards of total offense. That's going to be the key in this game. Look for Andrew Watkins, obviously, the transfer from St. Mark's. He does it all for them in the backfield. He's just a bruising, athletic, fast back. Look for him to run the ball over 100 yards, a touchdown through the air and on the ground last week. If he can be efficient in the passing game, it can keep Dover from, loading the box up. That's going to be the key for the Sally's offense. Jordan Moran, the quarterback, he'll kick off, and that's going to be returned by number 29 for Salesianum, Joshua Johnson.
Great job there by Johnson. Goes right up the middle, doesn't try and go east and west, found the gap and went right up the middle. And Sally's will start with great field position.
So now out walks the junior quarterback, Dylan Mooney. He'll command the huddle for Salesianum in the backfield. You take a look at number 27, Liam Mara, up out wide left here.
And you look at this Salesianum team up front, they're big. They got some big boys, and they can make...
Boom! And he makes a hurdle there, a nice hurdle jump, and he'll get pushed out at the 30-yard line. So just like that, Sally's, they saw Dover's drive, and they're going to get something started early themselves.
And that was Andrew Watkins. He is the guy to keep an eye on. He's 5'9". He's 190 pounds. He's a bowling ball. He's fast. He's quick. He's dangerous. I mean, as great as Javon Peace is, Andrew Watkins is every bit as explosive and dangerous with the ball in his hands.
I formation now for Sally's 1st and 10 from the Dover 30. It'll be a quick handoff to the right side to Watkins, I believe.
It's a great job there by Tyshawn Nelson, number 7 there. Coming up, filling the gap, not giving much room there. However, with that big offensive line up front, that play being stopped still ended up getting 3 yards, which is what Coach Bill Donarda and the Sally's offense want to do. Keep the chains moving forward.
Pat, you said a gain of 3, sets up 2nd and 7 for the Sals, just inside the Dover 30-yard line. And again, I formation for Salesianum. Watkins, the tailback, Mooney under center. Will take the snap, a quick dive left to Watkins, but he's met at the line of scrimmage. Good job by that Dover defense, stopped him for no gain.
Yeah, great job. And again, Coach Simonetti, you're seeing 2 great ones here tonight with him and Peace.
Absolutely. Sally's trying to match Dover's opening drive that went for a touchdown. Now 1st and 10 set up for Salesianum, right probably the 16-yard line. They'll turn handoff to Mara to the right side, but there's that Dover defense. They'll stop him once again for no gain.
Great job there by the Dover D. Right there, number 54, Javonte Wayman leading the way, coming through and stopping that in the backfield. Now, here's where Coach DiNardo and Salesianum will typically go to a play action. Run. This is where it's going to be important. If they do decide to pass the football throughout this game, Dylan Mooney, as we said, is going to have to be efficient. Let's see if they go to it right here on a 2nd and long.
They'll line up in the pro formation. 2 backs, Watkins and Mara, I believe, behind Mooney. Mooney under center, 2nd.
And that's really what he felt like cost them from that. I believe that was 34.
34, there you go.
Shamir Nelson. So great job there from the Dover up front. And look, the penalty does hurt here for Sally's.
Play action fake from
4. Eden Davis coming in motion.
So slot right, play action fake to Peace. He'll roll right. Moran's going to be chased from behind. The quarterback there by Salesianum had to make Moran get rid of the ball at an inopportune time, and that'll hurt the Dover offense.
And rushing there from the backside was John Healy, number 88. He was one of the guys that Coach DiNardo told us to keep an eye on the defensive side of the ball. So you definitely got to keep an eye on him as well as James Yelbert, who's a defensive end. And
zone when they called him
defensive front.
Cover screen to Eden Davis. It's past the first defender, makes guy.
Couple missed tackles there from the Salesianum defense. Turned that from a loss back at the goal line to it's 4th and 1 and a decision here for Dover. Looks like they're bringing a punt team on, but who knows, man?
Yeah, a huge 3rd down play there. Picked up about 19 when they needed 20.
Anthony Fortuna will be back deep for the Sals. And again, keep an eye on it. Jordan Moran is in as the punter here for Dover.
And like you said, Pat Moran, the quarterback, obviously a dual threat, can do a couple things here on 4th down. We'll see if they just decide to play it safe and punt it away.
See if they do a rugby style. Nope, they're going.
Just a straight punt here. A low punt, going to be fieldable, so he'll take it at about the 40. Makes a guy miss out to midfield. Breaks another tackle before he's down to the Dover 45-yard line. So Sal's will start their 2nd drive here in Dover territory.
Yeah, it was a great job there fielding that on the hop there by Fortuna. You know, that's a lost start I've seen over the last couple of years in Delaware high school football. The punt return. You know, if it bounces, I feel like a lot of people get scared and they just let it bounce and roll, and no one picks it up and tries to make something happen. So it'd be nice to see a couple dangerous people get acclimated in the punt return game.
I formation for Sally's to begin the drive. 1st and 10 from the Dover 45. A quick fullback handoff up the middle, and that's, I believe, going to be Leomar, who's off to the races. Breaks a tackle now out to the 30 before being pushed out of bounds at about the 10-yard line. So Leomar playing fullback. They do a quick dive this time, catches that Dover defense off guard.
It did, and you know what? And Mara, before he was even touched, was into that second level, third level of the defense. Made a couple men miss, and if they can get Mara going as well as Watkins, look out, again, with this running game. It could be dangerous.
1:53 to play here in the first quarter. 6-0 lead for Dover. We are live from Brandywine High School for Salesianum and Dover. Tuning in on 302 Sports and Fox Sports 1290, the iHeart Radio app. I formation again for the Sows. Turned off straight handoff, this time to Watkins, who picks up about 4 yards before he's brought down.
Yeah, great job there once again. Javante Wayman getting off a block as a defensive end there, set the edge and made the tackle. 4-yard gain on the play, but it was a nice job by him.
So they'll be at the Dover 7 now, second down. They can still pick up a first down to set up first and goal from about the Dover 1 to 2 yard line. So good position if you're a Salesianum fan here trying to tie this game up. And again, we see the I formation.
Yeah, they're not going to go too far away from this, Nick.
Straight dive handoff to Watkins, and he doesn't get touched. He walks easily into the end zone for a 7-yard score. Andrew Watkins, he's on the board for Sal's.
Yeah, and you know what? Again, this massive offensive line just creates a hole big enough that you could drove a Mack truck through. I mean, Watkins, no one touches him as he waltzes into the end zone for the touchdown there, and the Sal's answer back there. The field position changed, and they capitalized on the short field.
Just like that, 6-6 now, and a chance for Sally's to take the lead. They'll line up for the extra point. Again, 1:13 to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, here's your first look at Hunter Simmons. This is something we've been told about this young man and how special he is as a kicker, a transfer student.
Well, the extra point is up. And
money.
Good. Like you said, Pat, something to watch out for there. Sally's, they take the lead 7-6. 1:13 to play here in the first quarter. Live from Brandywine High School. We'll be right back here on Fox Sports 1290, 302 Sports, and the iHeart Radio app.
Assurance that your HVAC system is what you need with Ambience. Ambience provides you with over 25 years of experience in the heating, cooling, and plumbing industry. The team at Ambience Heating and Air Conditioning provides high-quality residential HVAC installations, maintenance, and repairs in new and older homes in the Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania tri-state area. You may not realize it, but half of your energy costs go to heating and cooling. Make sure your energy dollars count and call us today for a free estimate. 302-239-HVAC. 302-239-4822. Get the assurance that your HVAC system is what you need with Ambience. Ambience provides you with over 25 years of experience in the heating, cooling, and plumbing industry. The team at Ambience Heating and Air Conditioning provides high-quality residential HVAC installations, maintenance, and repairs in new and older homes in the Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania tri-state area. You may not realize it, but half of your energy costs go to heating and cooling. Make sure your energy dollars count and call us today for a free estimate. 302-239-HVAC.
And we are back here live. Yeah, thanks. And we are back here live from Brandywine High School, a top 10 matchup here in the state of Delaware between Salesianum and Dover. Again, both teams already punching it in once here. Salesianum, they converted on the extra point. They lead 7-6. And, Pat, a very interesting first quarter here. Yeah. And now we have a stoppage here before the first down play by Dover. Flags. A little Deshaun Jackson type thing happened at the end, but Javon Peace takes that wide receiver screen about 80 yards for the touchdown.
Absolutely. What a job there, Javon. And there's not much to it. I mean, these are little quick screens. And the athleticism of these Dover players are just making the Salesianum defenders miss on that. And when it's one-on-one man coverage like that, it's tough. It's tough, and that could be a play to keep an eye on for our Alias Group Genuine Connection at a game. So keep an eye out for that one for a little bit later in the broadcast.
Well, a one-play drive there, 80-yard drive for Dover. Took exactly 17 seconds off the clock, 56 seconds left still here in the first quarter. But with that touchdown, Dover regains the lead 12-7. They'll line up for the two-point attempt. It's a quick toss out right, but we have, again, another stoppage here as whistles are being blown.
let's see what they call here on this one. I think it's a timeout for Salesianum. And this is, I mean, this is important. You know, you stop them on this 2-point conversion. I mean, then, you know, you score and you're up, as opposed to being down by 7 if they get it. So, what an impressive job, though. Again, Dover with the quick hitting plays. Javon Peace already over 100 yards of total offense in this game, and we're not even out of the first quarter yet.
Running the ball, receiving, he can do it all here. Again, if we had that pregame show, we would have talked about him probably the whole show, but again, making his impact felt here early. Again, remnants of Zayed Barnes from last weekend, who had a similar wide receiver screen for Christiana in our game of the week last week against St. Elizabeth. So a little break here. 56 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Dover 12-7, where now after the Sally's timeout, we'll wait the 2-point attempt for Dover as they'll try to put this thing up to a 7-point lead.
Yeah, and again, I mean, Peace is the player of the year candidate for the whole, you know, for the state. There's no doubt about that. A couple other guys to keep an eye on would be Akeel Garrett. You know, he's a guy offensively to keep an eye on, number 9, and defensively as well. And also defensive back to keep an eye on here, Jalen Hill.
So now Moran will walk up under center. I formation for Dover. Davis goes in motion, and another flag. Laundry here all over the field once again.
And that they had that one. Dover they're going to be kicking themselves on that one because Davis had the end zone there for that 2-point conversion. I believe that was an illegal substitution. I'm not 100% sure.
So the penalty, though, will go against Dover. So that'll back up their 2-point conversion attempt, 5 yards, and they'll have another crack at it here.
That they will, and again, these penalties are going to be something to keep an eye on, especially when you're going to take points off the board like they did right there. Looks like now they're going to attempt the PAT here, Nick.
Yep, so now they'll line up and just try to get one here. It'll be the quarterback, Moran.
Ian Thomas, the holder. Always got to give my holders props, man. That was my job in high school.
Absolutely. And that kick is up and no good for Moran, so the extra point wide left. And just like that, Dover, though, they still have the lead 12-7, 56 seconds to go here in the first quarter. We're going to take a short break, and we come back. Still first quarter action here live on Fox Sports 1290, 302 Sports, and the iHeartRadio app.
Mr. Italian began his career in home finance in 2002 as a mortgage consultant. Since 2002, Brian has helped over 1,000 home buyers achieve their dreams of owning a home. Brian's knowledge of current market conditions and his detailed evaluation of buyers' finances ensures that each buyer will receive the best mortgage to fit their needs. Brian is often commended on how efficient and effortless he makes the mortgage process for everyone from first-time home buyers to investors to experienced buyers. For the loan that fits you, contact Brian today. Mr. Italian began his career in home finance in 2002 as a mortgage consultant. Since 2002, Brian has helped over 1,000 home buyers achieve their dreams of owning a home. Brian's knowledge of current market conditions and his detailed evaluation of buyers' finances ensures that each buyer will receive the best mortgage.
Joshua Johnson back deep for Salesianum.
And welcome back live inside 302 Sports, Fox Sports 1290, and the iHeartRadio app here. Nick Alessandrini, Pat Garianis, Jason Winchell, Nick Cannella back at the studio. And now Dover, after the touchdown, will kick away, and it'll be returned here at about the 10-yard line. And Mara has more room to run. He's out to midfield. The 40, the 30, the 20. He may go all the way. Andrew Watkins has his second touchdown of the afternoon.
Oh, my Lord. What a job. I mean, again, we got two of we might have the two top running backs in the state of Delaware. No disrespect to anybody else out there, but Watkins and Peace are something else. Both now with 2 long touchdowns. What an answer by Salesianum.
And again, forgive us if we got a little excited on that one. As again, we talked about returning punts and some special teams action. Well, there's some special teams action for you there, Pat. Andrew Watkins doing it on the kickoff return, takes it about 90 yards for the touchdown, and just like that, the Sals, they're back on top.
Yeah, he and Javon Peace out here, they're competing at the highest levels, trying to keep their teams in this one, and right now they're both competing for this beautiful trophy we got up here in the studio, that Crown Trophy Player of the Game award. It's like a mini Lombardi.
Again, a special shout out to Crown Trophy. Some great trophies we got this year for our players of the game here for Fox Sports 1290. and our 302 Sports Game of the Week. And now the extra point attempt. A good job there by the holder to get that snap down, and the kick is up and good. And Sally's, they lead 14-12 here in the first quarter. 41 seconds left to play here in the first.
Yeah, and again, you can see just how important the extra point is. 14-12. Both teams have 2 touchdowns, but Dover is unable to execute after the touchdown, and they find themselves down 2 instead of being tied with Sally's. That just shows you how important it is.
So we figured we'd see some points here tonight with players like Watkins and Javon Peace here on the field. And
we're still not out of the first.
I know, it's a high-scoring first quarter here between Salesianum and Dover, 14-12. 41 seconds still to go in the first as Sally's will line up to kick off.
And one thing, and unfortunately we didn't get a chance to talk about it here before the game, is if they played this game a year ago, the roles would have been flipped. This year, Sally's legitimate title contender, one that we're talking about as a top 2, top 3 team in the state of Delaware. Dover last year was that. Now it was like the up-and-coming team. Disrespect to them, but I think a lot of people are sleeping on this Dover team because of what they lost last year, and after their week 1 up. Open the eyes once again. Dover is legit.
Yeah, so that kickoff is up and into the hands of, I believe, number 9, Akil Garrett, the senior. So no return really up for him as he'll get dragged down around the 20. So that's where Dover will begin their next drive here as they trail by 2. 35 seconds still to play here in the first quarter.
Yeah, and I mean, at the rate this is going, we'll see 3 more touchdowns in this 35 seconds.
Some offensive firepower on the field tonight, and now that Dover offense will step back out onto the field.
You see down here at the bottom of the screen for you folks watching at home, a stacked 2-receiver set.
And now we have a different quarterback in the game. That was number 4, Elijah Allen. The basketball player gets the wide receiver screen wide out left, and that'll be a gain of 9 on first down out to the 29-yard line.
Yeah,
so,
and Nick, we don't want to speculate anything with Jordan Moran, but I'm wondering if Allen has a special package coming in here for Dover where you're going to see him utilize his legs a little bit too, kind of run an RPO, run pass option type offense. So you can see 2 stacked receiver sets and then him and Peace in the backfield.
Yep, so they'll spread him out here for Dover, 2nd and about 1 from the 29-yard line, and more whistles as we'll stop play once again here in the first quarter, I believe, for the end of the first quarter. So that'll do it. And after 1 here live from Brandywine High School, Salesianum and Dover. It's been a great first quarter. The Sals, they lead 14-12. We'll take a short break when we come back. Second quarter action live on 302 Sports, Fox Sports 1290, and the iHeartRadio app.
Couldn't be more excited about having our show here held at the Buffalo Wild Wings and Christiana location, and here on Route 7, brand new location. They moved here from Limestone Road, and it's going to be the new home of 302 Sports Week. I'm going to recap some local, college, and professional stuff. It's time for everybody's favorite part of the day, top 5 plays. Here we go. Stanley, your number 1 play from AI, 76-yard punt return. We got ourselves the quality cam here on the sideline. It's awesome to watch from this angle, to be honest with you. And watch, whoa, going up. He went to 4.12. He left the first there at 4.4. I mean, those ups right there. You can't make this stuff up. Couldn't be more excited about having our show here held at the Buffalo Wild Wings and Christiana location.
I can't hear you. And we're ready to go back whenever. Thank you, sir. So Elijah Allen will stay at quarterback for Dover, and he'll air it out here on first down, looking for Javon Peace on the post route downfield. And that one just quite didn't get there, incomplete. So third down and really short here for Dover as we begin the second quarter.
Yeah, and it's kind of what we speculated there before the end of the quarter. Elijah Allen must have a package of plays where he comes in and runs an RPO style a little bit behind his receiver on that in route. It could have been a big play for him. 3rd and short, Moran will come back onto the field.
Yep, so as you said, Pat, Moran back under center I formation for Dover. It'll be a dive right to Peace, who tries to bounce it outside but can't do so, and that'll be maybe a loss of a yard.
Yeah, Matthew Scott pumping through there, number 2, Nick. And you saw a little snap bobble there by Moran, and that split second right there where he has to hold up is what causes that to be, a no gain for Javon Peace and a 4th and short and a decision for Dover.
You said it, decision time now for Dover as we begin the second quarter. Last time around, almost similar field position. They decided to punt it away. It led to a Salesianum touchdown.
And you can see here, Sally's has the punt return team on now.
Yeah.
They got guys running off the field. There's confusion. Let's see what happens.
Let's see how many men they have on the field. It's a direct snap to Peace, and he's stopped up short. What a play by the Sally's defensive line. They blow it up in the backfield, and it's a turnover on downs.
Hey, it's a great job there, and they had 2 extra men on the field. Dover, if they saw that and just hucked the ball, there's your first down. And they don't see it, and Sally's comes away with the stop and got lucky there to not have too many men on the field.
Now we'll send it over to Jay. Jay, what did you see on that last play?
Oh, yeah, same thing. I agree with Pat. They snapped the ball, and that's going to be too many men on the field penalty and an automatic first down.
So maybe a mental mistake there if you're Dover, but just like that, Sally's, they've got the ball now in Dover territory at about the Dover 29-yard line. I formation for Mooney as Poppity goes in motion.
I'm gonna go out on a branch and say 21's getting it. Yep.
And they give it to him. He bounces it outside. Tries to make a move on the corner, but a nice tackle out by Eden Davis on the boundary, but not before a gain of about 7 yards for Sally's.
Yeah, Garrett and Nelson combining on that tackle there. Like you said, Nick, great job on the shoestring tackle and good finish there by Nelson coming in and cleaning it up. But you can see that's a 7-yard, 8-yard gain for Watkins. We're talking about a great defensive play, and and that's how good Salesianum is up front. They move the line of scrimmage forward. You don't even notice it's an 8-yard gain.
Second and short now from 19. He'll toss it out left to Watkins. He's trying to follow Mara, cuts it upfield, makes a defender miss before
3rd and short.
Thought he got enough for the first, but now seems to be just a little bit shy. They can punch that ball.
I was going to say, Nick, this is right in their wheelhouse. Even if this is short, they have the beef up front to get the yard that they need right here. Let's see how Dover can combat it. This is not exactly where their advantage lies, but you never know.
So
you never know.
They just gave us the inches measurement, so now looks like they'll do the official measurement now out on the field. Again, it looks to be only a few inches short. It's very close to a first down. So Sal's will line up, I believe, and like we talked about, try to punch it in for this first down here. 10-11 to play in the first half. Sally's, they still lead 14-12, looking to add on top of that here.
You could go either side with the linemen you see out there. Jack Roddy, number 54, and Ryan Haynes, number 60, the 2 bookend tackles for Sally's.
Poppity in motion. They'll hand straight to Watkins, who makes a defender miss, has some space to operate, and he's going to run and get to about inside the 5-yard line. So they only needed a few inches. Watkins gave him a lot more.
Good vision there from Watkins. There's a couple Dover defenders trying to make a play there. Jumps some gaps. He makes a couple men missing. Again, that big offensive line takes up so much space, and Watkins is no slouch himself, as we've talked about. He's another Player of the Year type candidate with Peace and 1st and goal for the Sals as they continue to churn this ball and the clock with their offense.
Slot left I formation for Salesianum on 1st and goal from about the 7-yard line. Poppity in motion to the right, Mooney under center. It'll be a quick fullback handoff to Mara, who stopped after a gain of about 3 or 4 yards. It looks like he'll get inside the 5 now for Sally, 2nd and goal.
And not a bad first down play. All right, you move it up a little bit. Not every carry could go to 21. And Mara obviously had a big, long run earlier in this game. So Coach Donardo and this offense can really go in a lot of different directions when they're ahead of the sticks, right? When they're getting the 4 yards to 3 yards on first down.
And in checks number 88, John Healy, the tight end. He'll come in now. Again, I formation. Poppity once again in motion to the right. Now it'll be dive handoff to bounce it out here. 3rd and goal from about the 2 or 3 yard line. And now they'll bring in a full house package. We've got 3 backs in the backfield. Turn handoff to Watkins with extra blockers. He's met at the line of scrimmage trying to power his way in.
Second effort, Nick.
And he looks like he did just that. Give him another score. He's going to make a run for that Crown Trophy Player of the Game.
He is. That's you said his 3rd touchdown of the game there. and it was the second effort. You saw Dover look like they had him stuck, right? You know, and limited to only like a 1 or 2 yard gain, and he kept the legs churning. And the second effort gets him across the goal line for the score. This Sally's offense is moving, Nick. They're looking impressive here.
Again, Dover, they scored early, and we've been going back and forth ever since. Sally's now up 8, 20-12, 8:09 to play in the first half, and again, another chance for an extra point attempt here to add on.
Now let's see how Dover responds to this. Salesianum now going up by 9 as that extra point is good. And, let's see what Dover can do to answer it. Defensively, they don't really have many answers for Sally's. They're just running the ball right down Dover's throat. It looks like the offense is going to have to match, and that's going to have to be the key here for Dover. Can they continue to make big plays, and can it be someone else other than Javon Peace? Because Sally's is going to start keying him, not like they haven't keyed him already coming into the game, but they're going to look to start taking him away a little bit more and change up some of their looks. Someone else is going to have to get involved here. We saw Eden Davis early in this game make a couple of plays, which allowed Dover to really get their 2 scoring drives. He might have to be the guy that helps, take all the pressure off the Peace from making all the plays.
So Sally's lined up to kick off here. Again, 8 minutes still to go in the first half, and we have a 21-12 game between two of the premier teams here in the state of Delaware, Dover High School and Salesianum High School. Doing battle here, and Pat, what we haven't mentioned yet, the first game under the lights here at Brandywine High School.
That's true, and that's a good point. A nice little storyline going here. Have some night football here for the high school of Brandywine as well. I was talking to the young man running the snack bar. He says, we need y'all to come out and watch us play.
Javon Peace, he'll return the kickoff. Not sure if they wanted to kick it right to him. They did anyway, and great coverage by that Sally's kickoff team.
Yeah, great job there. And special teams, obviously, very important factor in the game.
Yeah.
And Peace, with as dangerous as he is, that's a good job of bottling him up because that's not easy to do.
Again, I was surprised just to see him give him a shot there just by kicking him the ball. Well, they did, and then did a great job backing it up. Again, 8 minutes to go. Still, as Dover will begin this drive from their own 21-yard line. Forced to, or stopped on 4th down again last time around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's see what this offense can do. Again, we talked about it. They're going to have to answer. And Moran's going to come back out as the quarterback here. Give a little message to his tailback, Peace.
So, single back here as a player in motion. They'll give it to him on the jet sweep to Eden Davis, and again, that's Sally's defense swarming to the tackle.
Yeah, great job out there by the defensive back, number 29, Joshua Johnson, coming up and setting the edge on that one. And then the safety following up, Rasheen Kalk, another basketball player for Sally's, coming up and cleaning it up. Good job by those two.
Moran out of the gun, quick wide receiver screen to Javon Peace out wide right, makes a defender miss, able to pick up a yard or two, but again, that's Sally's defense able to stop him.
Marcus Robinson coming up and making a really nice tackle in the open field. Looks like some extracurriculars must have happened there. There is a penalty marker on the field, came in after the play. Let's see what happens here, Nick.
Yeah, waiting the flag, like you said, Pat, the refs, they'll talk about it. As it stands right now, a short gain. Setting up 2nd and long.
Personal
or
foul. I think they called a horse collar there. On Salesianum, we just got confirmation here by Jim Smith, the clock operator, and just because they didn't grab him by the pad on that horse collar, he grabbed him and initiated contact by the jersey, and that's where it turns into the horse collar. So that's a big penalty there against Salesianum, given up front with the strength of Salesianum.
So now a 3rd and goal for Salesianum.
Over the first down.
Yeah, that sets it to about the 40-yard line for Dover, as now they'll switch up their formation here. They got 2 receivers left. Javon Peace will come in motion. It'll be jet sweep to Peace. He'll try to go up left, tries to bounce it outside. He does have the edge, and he's going to take off. He's at the 40, the 35, 30. He's going to go all the way. Javon Peace, give him another score.
How about this? Answer again. He's going to go down on a knee and praise the Lord because he got some great blocking right there on his guard pulling outside and getting it of the Salesianum cornerbacks there, and you saw on Healy there. And
looks just as we thought he would look here tonight, and now Moran under centers. They'll line up for the 2-point attempt here.
Yeah, Javon Peace is who we thought he was.
That's exactly right.
Shout out Denny Green, rest in peace.
They'll toss it to him here outright. Needs 2 yards to get a conversion.
Oh, wow,
he cuts
what
it
an
upfield,
effort.
and he gets it. What a play. You said it, an effort. Javon Peace, give him the 2-point conversion as well.
How about that? He makes a cutback, drags some Salesianum defenders into the end zone, brings the lead down to 21-20. Salesianum on top. And, Nick, this is starting to feel like that Monday night game last year, Chiefs-Rams. that was like 58
yeah,
to 52
they said
or something.
one of the best Monday night football games in history.
We're on pace for that score right about now. It also reminds me, in jail, remember this, Salesianum Smyrna, the first year of that Smyrna three-peat. 76-56 was at Baynard Stadium. We're seeing another classic just like that right here.
What better way than to break in the new lights pad here at Brandywine High School than to put on a show for everyone here tonight, and that's what it's been so far. 21-20, 7 minutes to play here in the first half as Dover, they'll line up to kick it away to Salesianum.
And you know, this is a good answer from Dover. After what happened last week, with losing in the fashion that they lost to against one of the top teams in the state, they get to redeem themselves tonight against another top team in the state, and they're competing out there. And no one seems to be able to stop anyone else. The execution offensively for both teams has been great. Back deep is Andrew Watkins, and I believe that's James Johnson, number 23, on the other end. They're going to kick it to the up man.
Dover going to be safe. They'll squib it, but a nice little juke move, and now he's got room. Played to the second line of kick returners there, and they thought the squib would get an easy one, but they didn't know Liam Mara was sitting there waiting for it.
Yeah, that's your boy right there, man. He's got a little game like you do, man. Where he's quietly shifty out there, making some men miss. You know, the sneaky athlete. I mean, I know how you are.
Hit the R1 button there.
Right, that looked like it. The jump cut.
So again, not sure as we have a player down here, so an injury. And again, Pat, 21-20. Again, it seems like we've had about 7 to 8 minutes left to go in this first half for a while now. Just rapid scoring here for this one, and back and forth we go. But you can't say enough about Javon Peace doing it for Dover and then Andrew Watkins doing it for Sally's.
It's unbelievable what those two young men are doing. Carrying their teams to the end zone in this one. And I'll tell you what, we got a tough decision to make when it comes to this crown trophy player of the game. That's for darn sure.
As we sit here, it's staring us in the face. So again, they must have heard that it's got a new design this year. It looks like a nice little Lombardi trophy.
It does.
Somebody must have told Javon Peace and Andrew Watkins because they want it bad here tonight.
It's beautiful. It's got it's got Crown Trophy obviously logo on it. We got the U.S. Air Force, who's a big sponsor of Fox Sports 1290. Fox Sports 1290's on there. The 302sports.com's on this thing. I'll tell you what, man, you got an extra one of these.
Yeah, we might have
to take that home.
Get one for ourselves here. 7:01, first half, 21-20. Sally's now will begin this drive at about midfield. It looks like almost exactly at midfield, maybe a yard shy of the 49. And we'll see if the scoring continues here at Brandywine.
High formation again here, Nick, and Watkins is in the tailback.
And they'll give it to him. Being patient, makes the defender miss, cuts back all the way to the left side, changes field, and is going to pick up 7, 8, 9, 10 yards, and another first down for Sally's. Andrew Watkins, shifty and very good.
And again, Dover had hands on him in the backfield, much like Sally's has had hands on Peace.
Both teams, absolutely.
And Watkins, he's got such strong legs. It's hard. You really got to bring him down. You're not going to arm tackle that young man. He makes the men miss in the backfield, turns around and uses his speed and picks up a first down. I mean, what he's doing is extremely impressive.
Picked up about 13 yards on the carry, the St. Mark's transfer. And now pro formation here with Mooney under center for Sally's, 2 wide receivers to the right. They'll play action. Mooney looking for a receiver, has to break out. He'll roll right, makes a defender missteps up, and he'll break a couple tackles. And the ball's loose as Mooney picked up about 5 yards on the scramble before the ball came out.
Great job by Mooney trying to make something out of nothing there. There is a penalty marker on the field. We'll check that. The ball did come out.
Dover was saying they have it, and looks like Sally's jumped on it. So
Lucky.
could have been a turnover there. Sal's has saved theirs by jumping on the football.
And I don't think that flag, I think that might have been inadvertent. That might have just fell out of the old pocket there.
So after the Mooney scramble, they pick up 5 yards, setting up a 2nd and 5 now for Sally's as they're back into Dover territory.
Might also was reaching for the beanbag to show that the ball was on the turf and grabbed the wrong one.
So 2nd and about 5. I formation for Salesianum. Leomar, the up back. The tailback is Watkins. Poppity in motion. He'll reset back to the left side. Dive left to Watkins. He'll bounce it outside. Has some space, but a great open field tackle by number 9, Akil Garrett.
Yeah, great job by Garrett on that one. And again, the size of Sally's is opening up holes there, but Garrett was able to scissor up right there and get away from, I believe that was that Yelbert? Yeah, I believe it was. James Yelbert, number 5, who's a huge specimen out there, as we said, 6'5", 230. Come up and make the big-time tackle there, bring up a 3rd and short.
So 3rd and about 1 yard, maybe even less than that for Sally's here. They'll line up I formation again, Mooney under center. 3rd and inches. They'll turn handoff to Watkins, but we'll have a stoppage here as Laundry hits the field.
Yeah, and Dover was lucky there because he, again, got past that initial edge, and he had some room to run on that one. False start against the Sals.
So that takes of what was a 3rd and about inches to now a 3rd and 5. So now a tougher 3rd down here for Salesianum.
Yeah, but you know what? They're still in, they're still ahead of the sticks, and there's a lot of plays in the playbook for 3rd and 5. I would not be surprised if they go back to the ground again, even on 3rd and 5. Make this a 4-down situation here.
From about the 33-yard line of Dover, 3rd and 5 for Sally's. They'll line up in the pro formation. 2 receivers out right.
Nope, they're going to keep it.
It's going to be a bootleg for Mooney.
First down.
And he picks up the 1st down. That's a play I saw way too often back when I played defense for St. Mark's, and Troy Reeder was behind center for Salesianum.
Oh, that play's been in the book for years. You're
absolutely.
100%. I remember a couple years ago, Zach Gwynn running that for Salesianum, and yeah. So I mean, it's been around for a while. Jay, he's a Salesianum guy. He said they were running that thing back in the 90s.
Well, if it's not broke, don't fix it, as they've won numerous state championships. So 21-20 now as we tick down to 4:35 here in the first half. A 1st down after the Mooney bootleg, so 1st and 10 for Sally's. They'll go full house here, play action. He'll roll right. He was looking for Schnees down the field and now just tries to get rid of it. Dangerous throw, but it'll fall incomplete.
And right there, and I know for you listeners that are listening on the radio, you can't quite see what we saw here at 302 Sports, but he had his tight end open. Number 88, John Healy, was behind the safety. There was nobody behind him. All he's got to do is lead him and loft that thing out there, and that would have been 6. He wasn't I don't know if he wasn't confident or he didn't see it, but Mooney elected to hold on to that, and they missed an opportunity there, Salesianum did.
So the lineup loaded in the backfield once again on 2nd and 10. This time they'll turn and hand off to Watkins, dive left side, and again picks up a good chunk of yardage there. He'll be close to a Salesianum 1st down around the Dover 16-yard line.
Absolutely, and again, I mean, Watkins will change your fortunes when you got a running back and you have an offensive line the way that Salesianum does. So Mooney, while he doesn't hit the big play potentially for a touchdown, it may not end up hurting Salesianum because they're able to chew the clock and push this ball down the field.
So 3rd and inches, deja vu for Salesianum. And Dover, they'll take a timeout. They want to talk about it. 3:58 here to play in the first half, 21-20, and what's been a back-and-forth shootout here early at Brandywine High School between Dover and Sally's. And 21-20, your score.
Yeah, and both teams have impressed me, obviously, offensively. One thing that we were going to talk about in the opening, and we've talked about it throughout the game, is just how impressive Salesianum is up front, both offensively and defensively. The size, the strength, the discipline. And when you got that and you got a talented back in the backfield like Watkins, that is something it's something to be reckoned with. It's a force to be reckoned with, and there's not too many teams that have that kind of weaponry with a great offensive line like that. And then on the other side, Dover with their game changers. Obviously, Javon Peace, unbelievable. And then also, Eden Davis has kind of made his mark a little bit in this game as well.
Yeah, we got a chance to see Elijah Allen also at quarterback. Moran, he has a touchdown pass, and now they'll turn around in another stoppage here.
But look, I mean, Nick,
on 3rd and inches.
And again, the listeners on the radio can't quite see this, but that's the Salesianum offensive line. There is nobody at the original line of scrimmage. They are all pushed 5 yards back every play. They did jump off or a false start on that one, so it ends up being it's going to end up being a 3rd and 6 for Sally's instead of 3rd and 1. But
and exactly just like the last 3rd and inches they had just a few moments ago, a penalty will back them up 5. Now a long 5 on 3rd down for Salesianum if they're looking to continue this drive. 21-20 your score. Under 4 minutes now here in the first half to load up Full House in the backfield. Mooney, it's going to be another quarterback bootleg. He faked it to Watkins, and now he's outside. But another great open field tackle by Akil Garrett at the corner.
Yeah, Garrett comes up and makes a really, really nice tackle. It's going to be it's going to be a first down. Yeah, he gets past the 15 on that one. It'll be a first down and 10 for Sally's. And again, John Healy with a big-time block on the defensive end setting the edge.
But if you just heard it over the PA, a flag again on the field,
man.
And it'll again go against the Sal's. This time it'll be a holding call after the full start call. This time it'll back him up 10 more yards, and now what was a 3rd and inches and then became a 3rd and 5 is now a 3rd and about 12.
Oh, yeah, and that stings. And if you're Dover, this is a big-time moment here. You cannot allow Salesianum to pick up this first down. Sally's has hurt themselves on this drive. You can't give this back to them. You got to hold them right here.
And now Sally's will want to talk about it. A big 3rd down coming up for them, so they'll take a timeout. We'll stay here. And again, you saw on that last 3rd down and 5, Pat, again, they tried the same play that converted them the last time around, the little quarterback bootleg, with the whole defense focusing on Watkins.
Yeah, and rightfully so. I mean, Watkins is chewed up so much yardage, 3 touchdowns in this game. He's got over 200 yards of offense already in the first half, 95 of them coming on a kick return for a touchdown. You got to key him. You got to keep an eye on him. And Coach DiNardo talked about that being a key, right? They got to control the line of scrimmage and get their running game going. And Mooney's going to have to be able to pick his spot, so to speak, whether it's on these bootleg runs or it's on the passes. He's got to be efficient with the ball. He has been for the most part. Now, in the offensive line, they kind of hurt him here with some holding calls, a false start. If Dover can get a stop here, and they can get the ball back with about 3.5 minutes to go before the half, go down and score, they get the kickoff. They start with possession in the second half. This could be a momentum shift for them.
So here we go, 3rd and 12 now.
Wildcat.
27-yard line for Sally's, and that's a snap. Watkins can't handle the snap, and he's quickly taken down after a big loss. He's taken down at the 40-yard line, so that's a big time, about a 13-yard loss for Sally's, and not a play you wanted there on 3rd down.
Yeah, it was a great effort there by number 22 for Dover, Darrell Murchison. I don't believe that was a blitz. I believe he saw that ball get by Watkins, and in his instincts took over. He zoomed right in there and was able to tackle him before he even got going. This is a big-time stop for Dover, as I just talked about. Their chance to score here twice without giving Salesianum a possession. They're on pace for that if they can punch this in before the half.
So 4th and very long for Sally's. Looks like they'll punt it away here with about 2:45 still to play in the first half. Clean snap is hold it in and let go there by John Healy.
Oh, good.
Who just bounced into the end zone for a touchback.
For a second, I was like, that thing might chalk up. But it goes into the end zone. Good job by Garrett there of Dover to not field that one, right? The old adage, like the thing you're supposed to listen to is, if you're at the 10-yard line and that ball's going over your head, let that go. Let's see if it goes into the end zone. And that's what you saw there. Dover was not going to try and field that ball within the 10-yard line. And it worked out for them.
And now you said it, Pat. Dover, they get the ball back here. 20-yard line, 21-20. They're down 1, but a chance to take the lead in this back-and-forth game. With 2:39 still to play in the first half, they'll line up double slot. Javon Peace in the backfield. Moran will fake the handoff. Step up in the pocket, looking for room to scramble, but nowhere to run, and he's taken down hard at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, you can see him there. The pocket kind of collapsed and tried to make something happen with his feet. And I believe that was Matthew Scott that came up the middle linebacker and swallowed him up for no gain on that play. And now Elijah Allen will come back in for quarterback here at Dover.
Well, if one thing we know about Elijah Allen, he's got a nice jump shot, and now he'll take the snap from the gun. He'll fake the handoff. It's going to be a quarterback keep, and he dives forward for a gain of about 3 yards, and that'll now set up a 3rd and 7 with 2 minutes to play in the half. So 3rd and 7, Dover going to let this one tick down, I believe, just in case they aren't able to convert here. Want to limit Sally's time on the clock if they were to get the ball back, but they're not thinking about that. They're thinking about getting the first down here with a minute and 40 to play. Empty backfield for Elijah Allen. He'll take the snap. I don't know if that was a designed run, but he tried to run right, and he is taken down for a big loss.
And there's the big fella right there, James Yelpert. Good luck blocking that man. I mean, he came right up. This is his specialty as a pass rusher. He set that edge, and Allen, as an inexperienced football player, tries to run around the outside on that instead of diving in and having his lineman continue to have that angle. And that's a big-time loss there and a big-time play by the Salesianum defense.
And Sally's, they'll be smart here, call a timeout. They'll stop the clock with a minute 31 to play now here in the first half as they're looking to get the ball back and do something with it in this remaining 1:30.
Yeah, and, I think, as I talked about, is how important it was for Dover to get a stop and try to score before the half. Salesianum, it's important for them as well because, as I said, Dover gets the ball to start the half off. With a 1-point lead here, you could tack a score on right before the break. I mean, now the momentum's back in your favor as opposed to it being in Dover's favor there not even 30 seconds ago.
I was just about to say, Pat, a quick 30-second drive for Dover. They got the ball at about 2:08 to play here in the first half, and with 1:31, the ball going to be back in the hands of Sally's, barring anything crazy here.
Yeah, there's no way Dover tries to go for it here in this position, not in a close game like this.
So they'll punt it away. The snap is low, able to come up with it, though. Almost blocked by Johnson. And the punt is away, and it'll take a Dover roll, but right into the hands of the Sally's return man, who takes it upfield. He'll be pushed out of bounds close to, I believe, the 30-yard line. So great field position to start the drive if you're the Sal's with a minute 20.
Yeah, and that was a big-time hit by Kwalik Bumbry along the sideline. He might have been out of bounds when he got hit. There is a penalty marker down there, but once again, Anthony Fortuna not being scared of the punt return. So many people, when that ball starts bouncing, they're like poison. Get away from it. Get away. Now he's confident. He's confident in his skills. And that's the second one that he picked up off the bounce and got a positive play out of it for Salesianum.
Yeah, 2 great returns. You said fielded off the bounce there. It took a Dover hop, but he fielded it and took it upfield and got to about the Dover 30. The rest, they're going to talk about a flag here. It looks like it's going to go against Dover.
I'm going to say that's a helmet-to-helmet hit or a blow-to-the-head hit on that one. They look like they kind of pointed to the helmet action on that by the referee. That's a big-time penalty there. We're going to put Sally's right inside the red zone.
So Sally's offense in the huddle. Watkins, Mara out there, as well as number 23, James Johnson. As Sally's, after the penalty, will walk up and have a 1st and 10.
And this is the first instance.
15.
This is the first instance for Dover where the penalty hurts them. It's something that hurt them a lot week 1, and I know it was something that they were trying to avoid have happen here in this game after talking with Coach Simonetti, and that's the first time we've seen it hurt them.
And that's probably the first time we've seen Mooney in the rifle there, double slot with Mara in the backfield. They try a quick belly handoff left, but nowhere to run. So after about a gain of 1 yard, that sets up 2nd and about 9 now from the Dover 14. A minute to play here in the first half, and they'll go no huddle.
Coach DiNardo 2-minute drill.
They'll snap it to Mooney out of the gun. He'll take a drop back, throw out ride, looking for Andrew Watkins, but unable to hold on to the ball as Dover was there to break it up.
Yeah, good coverage there by the Dover defense there. Number 9, Keel Garrett, and number 22, Darrell Mutchison in coverage on that, breaking that one up. And let's see where Salesianum goes here. They're going to check in big number 5, James Yelbert. See if they can target him. I mean, he's a big-time target. You could just throw him on a fade route. Say, go get it, big fella.
Number 87, Luke Schnees, is also checking in the game, the tight end. So we'll see what Sal's draws up here on 3rd and about 9. Or excuse me, 2nd and 9. No, 3rd and 9.
You got about 13 to 14 feet of receiver over here on the near side.
Mooney going to roll left, looking for a receiver. Going to air this one out to the end zone. It's up and unable to haul it in. thrown out of the back of the end zone, but it was a catchable ball for James Yelbert.
Yeah, I like that. I like that play. Why not? Right? Throw it up to the big fella. It wasn't a terrible throw because guess what? If Yelbert at 6'5" is not getting it, no one's getting it.
Exactly.
It sails out of the end zone, and now you get to see your weapon here, Hunter Simmons, coming in to attempt a field goal. Like I said, I know Jay and you and I saw him here pregame. He's good from about 50 yards out.
So 4th and 9 from about the Dover 14-yard line. 48 seconds still to play here in the first half. A 21-20 lead for the Sows, and you talked about it. A field goal attempt now.
31-yarder. 31-yarder upcoming here.
So the snap is low, but it's being held, and that kick is going to be low and no good. And you saw it from the snap. That one just not destined to go in. A bad snap. The holder did a pretty good job.
Yeah, and you know what? It's and you see Coach Donardo not happy with his long snapper, and it's so crucial to get a good snap and get a good hold, because and you got a great kicker out there like Simmons. It means nothing if you can't get the ball on the tee for him. And right there, missed opportunity for the Salesianum offense to push this to at least a touchdown need for Dover if they wanted to take the lead.
And you mentioned underrated aspect of football is the snap, the hold.
Well, and the big thing is Coach DiNardo, he's very conservative when it comes to play calling and everything, and he doesn't take many risks when it comes to, hey, let's kick a field goal here. Hey, let's air it out and pass the football. So when you get those opportunities, you want to take advantage to prove to your coach that you can get the job done, because later in the season there could be an opportunity where that becomes a really big kick.
So now we'll see what Dover decides to do. Is they'll have a late man run on the field. I believe that's Gabriel Evans. And then we have some contact here before the ball was snapped. So
looks like they took a knee. It looks like they're going to take this one in the half. Smart job here by Dover there, Nick. I mean, although they do have some timeouts left that they're going to leave on the table here. In fact, they got all 3 of their timeouts left, but they are going to get the ball coming out of half.
Yep, so you said it, Dover, they like where they're at. They'll take it into the locker room as we tick down from 20 seconds. 21-20 lead for Sally's. As Dover again will let this clock run out and take us into the locker room. At the break, we'll talk some high school scores, talk a little bit obviously about our game of the week here at Brandywine, and touch some other things here in the world of sports in Delaware. And that'll do it here, Pat, the first half. And after a tough first half, it was back and forth, and Sally's, they end up with a 1-point lead, 21-20 here at Brandywine High School. We're going to take a short break, and we come back. Halftime here on Fox Sports 1290, 302 Sports, and the iHeartRadio app.
Life's too short to hate your home. Remodel your home with the pros voted Delaware's #1 home improvement company. Ferris Home Improvements has something for every homeowner at their new showroom on the corner of Kirkwood Highway and Harmony Road in Newark, Delaware. Explore products and layouts with the area's top designers. Touch and feel products that inspire your dream space. Ferris Home Improvement's pride in the details make them the area's best in roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchens, and bathrooms. Want a professional, no-pressure remodel? Go see the best at the Big Shamrock on Kirkwood Highway. Ferris Home Improvements. Quality workmanship from a neighbor you can trust.
The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroup.re.com.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Solo Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the culinary coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Solo Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley: cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Solo Concepts on the culinary coast with 10 locations from Lois, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Solo Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the culinary coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Solo Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley. Cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with.
After one quarter, and since then it's been both defenses stepping up. They made adjustments. They stopped the big plays from happening, and we're here at halftime at the 21-20 score. Dover's got a chance to take the lead coming out of the break. Javon Peace and Andrew Watkins, it's been their show tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Both Player of the Year candidates, and they're showing why here in the first half.
And now we welcome in our broadcast partner and producer, Jason Winchell. Jay, back and forth first half. You know the Sal's pretty well. What did you see out of them in that first half?
Yeah, what I saw was last week against Sally's Mooney completed all 5 passes, one for a touchdown. He looked a little tentative back there, and credit to Dover's defense. But Sally's got that running game going early, and then Watkins had that big return for Salesianum. But I bet you at halftime, I bet you coach, the defensive coordinator, Salvo's in there, and he's telling his team they need to tackle because they had missed tackles in the first half.
They did, and Jay, it's a good point. It caused a lot of big plays there for Dover.
Yeah.
Missed tackles.
And again, we're going to check now around the scores here in the state of Delaware here in some high school football. And again, a lot of the crowd here are at this one because obviously a Sally's Dover matchup drew in the masses here.
Yeah, Nick, and this is one of the many great games on the docket around the state of Delaware, and it has not at all disappointed.
No, it hasn't. It's been a real great first half. It was funny because the whole first quarter was mostly offense, but there late in the second quarter, both defenses came up with some nice stops. So it was good to see both defenses pick up. I know the big game tonight, St. Mark's, St. Elizabeth. Does anyone have any updates on that yet?
Well, we've got some final scores here from today. William Penn, they played Cape Henlopen, and William Penn, they got the win 27-6.
Oh, Mike Lang's disappointing going with the Vikings in that one. He might not have the lead after this week.
And William Penn obviously suffering a tough loss in Week 1 to Sally's, who obviously we're seeing here in action tonight. Wilmington Friends, they beat Sidwell Friends 28-0, a big win for Wilmington Friends.
Yeah, good win for Friends. And guess what? That sets up a Division II, number 1 versus number 2 next week as Woodbridge travels to Friends on Saturday.
And then looking at the team that did pretty good work last Saturday against Dover. That was Hodson. They took on St. George's today, 43-7. Hodson, another big victory.
Yeah, Hodson's just rolling on all cylinders now. It wouldn't surprise me, that they go through that flight A. But guess what? Our game of the week next week is Hodson Middletown at Hodson. So good tune-up game for Hodson there.
And Jay, we do have an update on that score. Spartans up 13-0 second quarter over St. Elizabeth.
So, look, good start there for the Spartans. I thought that was going to be a very competitive game, and it looks like it is at only 13-0.
Another score from around the state of Delaware here. Tower Hill 34. They get the win over Charter. They beat them 34-10.
And the big thing about that is that's another Division I win for Tower Hill. So they've 2-0 with 2 6-point wins, which will help them come state tournament time.
Well, we'll take our first break here at the halftime show. We'll be back in a little bit. We'll talk more high school sports and obviously the game at hand here between Dover and Sally's. We'll take a break. We'll be right back on Fox Sports 1290, 302 Sports, and the iHeartRadio app.
Your home, your community. It's not just where you live, it's where you belong. At Dover Federal Credit Union, we understand what it means to be local. We started here, and we're not going anywhere. We're as local as it gets, and we like it that way. We're not just a financial institution. We are the local credit union that you can trust. Local people, local decisions. Dover Federal Credit Union. Your home, your community. It's not just where you live, it's where you belong. At Dover Federal Credit Union, we understand what it means to be local. We started here, and we're not going anywhere. We're as local as it gets, and we like it that way. We're not just a financial institution. We are the local credit union that you can trust. Local people, local decisions. Dover Federal Credit Union.
Unique image over
forth again, Nick.
We've got a good one here tonight from Brandywine High School. That took about a
Where in 1979 with one focus, wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique image you envision.
Back live to Brandywine High School, 302 Sports. Game of the week, Fox Sports 1290 and the iHeartRadio app. Nick Alessandrini, Pat Garianis, Jason Winchelaw here for your halftime show. About 13 minutes away from second half kickoff, but a great matchup. And I know I've said it ad nauseum here today, but that's truly how it's been. 21-20, a nail-biter here in the first half between two premier schools in the state of Delaware here, Dover and Salesianum. And Jay, we saw some Mooney action, throwing the ball a little bit, Sally's, but he talked about keys to the game. DiNardo talked to us. He said that Mooney had to be able to throw the ball. They didn't want to have Dover stack the box for the run. What did you see out of Mooney, and what are you guys looking for about him in the second half?
Yeah, and Sally's had the running game going early, but then there in the late in the half, they kind of mixed up that play action. Like I said, I saw him last week. He was perfect. He was 5 for 5 passing the ball. Today he looks a little tentative to me.
He does.
And again, he hadn't been running the drills during the preseason rankings.
Absolutely, and that could be a Ailey's Group genuine connection of the game.
Absolutely, something to look to. And like I said, now we'll talk a little bit more about this Dover football team. Started off hot. Jordan Moran, the quarterback here, a sophomore. We talked about that sophomore connection. He's also the kicker. We've seen him do a number of kickoffs and extra points. And besides that long touchdown to Javon Peace, he's also struggling a little bit to throw the ball here tonight. A lot of wide receiver screens, but nothing too far down the field.
Yeah,
no.
And that's a good point, Nick. And Jay, I'll let you speak to this a little bit too. That's their strength, right? They just want to get the ball into their weapons' hands, and that's why they're throwing those little quick hitches and quick screens, and it's man-to-man.
Yeah, right. And maybe in the second half, if they see him coming out of the backfield, you send an extra guy out his way, because when he gets the ball in space, no one's catching him.
No.
His speed is just incredible, and they've ran some great plays, well-designed plays for him there in the first half, and when he got the ball, he made Salesianum miss him.
And now looking ahead at some of these schedules here in front of us, we're looking at the Dover schedule. They got obviously a tough one here with Sally's, and they got an out-of-state team next week with Northeast, and then they travel to Cape Henlopen.
Yeah, the thing about Dover this year, they pumped up their schedule early with 3 non-conference games against Hodson.
Sally's and Northeast.
Sally start getting that that's tough.
These first 2 games, I mean, they're the 2 toughest games. Honestly, probably the toughest schedule of any Delaware team football-wise in the state. You go and you're facing 2 top 3 teams in Sally's
right out
of the gate. And you didn't look great against Hodson. They're answering for Dover, and especially if they could pull it.
Let's clean it up tonight, and they have so far concede. But their schedule. And came playoff time in that first game against Central. It was a great game, but it was one of those games where they might not have been in those close games during the regular season.
Right.
And so you get in that one and you kind of tighten up a little bit.
It's true. It's a good point.
Now we look over to the Sally schedule. They had a big-time win to kick off their season last week as they beat up a building William Penn team 42-0 at AI DuPont High School. Obviously a tough matchup here with Dover. Then they travel to take on Apo, Smyrna, and then an out-of-state matchup with Episcopal Academy in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, look at that schedule. They got Apo, who is off to a 2-0 start. You got Smyrna, who's 0-2. But losses against Middletown, a good out-of-state team. So Smyrna's going to need that win at home. Then they go 2 out-of-state teams before they come back in St. George's Tech and Hodson, Middletown, St. Mark's.
Wow, what a way to
Killer
close it out.
last 4 games for Sally's.
Yeah.
But a lot of bonus points on that schedule. So if they can go 8-2, they might be able to secure a top seed.
Yeah, and this is where Sally's has always been able to find their way into the playoffs, even with a 6-4 record or a 7-3 record, because they play the top teams, right? They get,
you're right, yeah.
And those out-of-state teams, I'm not 100% sure what they have, obviously, but to get that ship turned around under Coach Wilson, and That Apo Middletown back-to-back right there is weeks 8 and 9.
Hotson Middletown.
That's what I meant. Hotson Middletown, if at full strength.
It's going to Ed.
Teams have tough.
Almost, and make sure you come check it out, and maybe last break of the half. We come back, we'll talk a little bit more about the game and get ready for second.
Ferris Home Improvement's pride in the details make them the area's best in roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchens, and bathrooms. Want a professional, no-pressure remodel? Go see the best at the Big Shamrock on Kirkwood Highway. Ferris Home Improvements. Quality workmanship from a neighbor you can trust.
239-4822. Get the assurance that your HVAC system is what you need with Ambience. Ambience provides you with over 25 years of experience in the heating, cooling, and plumbing industry. The team at Ambience Heating and Air Conditioning provides high-quality residential HVAC installations, maintenance, and repairs in new and older homes in the Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania tri-state area. You may not realize it, but half of your energy costs go to heating and cooling. Make sure your energy dollars count and call us today for a free estimate. 302-239-HVAC. 302-239-4822. Get the assurance that your HVAC system is what you need with Ambience. Ambience provides you...
Jason Winchell here producing. Nick Cannella back in the studio. And Nick Halliday also here for 302 Sports. And Pat and Jay, we've got a great one on hand. About 4 minutes to go until second half kickoff. 21-20 in a back-and-forth matchup between... That's the pregame. But 3 touchdowns, making a run at that crown trophy through the game.
That it's going to be more of the same. I think Salesianum's going to want to continue to do what they're doing offensively.
Yeah, and I think Coach Sonardo has to be happy with the most part for his first half. They were moving that ball in that one drive, and penalties killed it. And I know last week against William Penn, they struggled with those penalties. Watkins returned a kickoff, I think 80 yards, and it was called back as a holding penalty and this and that. So they want to I'm sure that was his message at halftime. Let's continue doing what we're doing on offense, but stay out of those penalties.
Yeah, and then, you look over at Dover, it's, continuing to get the ball into their playmakers' hands, but it's got to be someone other than Javon Peace.
Yes.
He can't do it all. I mean, they're going to need to get Eden Davis involved and maybe even get, Moran going in the passing game.
Absolutely something to look forward to here in the second half. And again, Sally, as we talked about Mooney and their passing game, we'll see if they open it up a little bit more here in the second half as well. Just under 2 minutes to go here. And just to talk about another, I guess, key to the game here, Pat.
Yeah, you look at Dover defensively.
Yes.
They're going to have some kind of answer for that out of the way. I mean, they started to solve some things there towards the end of the half, but we'll see if they'll be able to continue that. Maybe bring some extra guys on a couple of blitzes here to try and get this running game slowed down from Sally's.
Now to run through now some of your Sally's coaching staff, obviously led by head coach Bill DiNardo. Your assistants Robert McConney, Paul Salvo, Anthony Spadaccini, David Willard, Thomas McBride, David Buchler, Tim Byrne, Todd Krakneback, Sean Tischler, and Andrew Schieffer. That's your coaching staff for Salesianum. Now we look over to the Dover side of things here. We check out their coaching staff. Obviously, they're led by head coach Rudy Simonetti, offensive coordinator Jason Hunt, assistant coaches David Norman, Larry Thomas, Nick Spadafino, Kurt Thomas, Robert Skripko, James Kilby, Donald Downs, and Jakai Simmons. So that's your coaching staffs for your two respective teams in this one.
And Nick, right here, Dover's going to start off here with possession to start off here the second half. They're going to want to go down and at least put an impressive drive together. Even if they don't score, if they can put a drive together here and chew some clock and not have to rely on big-time plays, that'll give them confidence as the second half goes on. So let's see if they can get some other players involved. As we said, when Eden Davis was making plays as well as Javon Peace, this offense was moving. As soon as Eden Davis was kind of quieted a little bit by the Sally's defense, and Javon Peace couldn't make as many things happen.
And you mentioned that Sally's defense. Well, last week in that matchup with the William Penn Colonials, they held them to under 100 total yards. Obviously a great job by that defensive line here from Salesianum.
Yeah, and again, Jason just talked about it, all returning from last year's a state finalist team. They're experienced, they're massive, and they're athletic. Yeah. That's a three-headed monster when it comes to this team. Exactly right. And it'll be interesting to see how Dover can combat this size here in the second.
And just like that, we
I
are ready for
apologize.
second half action.
Salesianum looks like they're going to start here with the ball here in the second half. I was completely wrong on that.
Well, we'll see if
got to
they
pay attention, Pat.
We'll see if they squib it to the up man, Liam Morrow, this time around.
I think Dover had the ball to start.
They did.
And went right down the field and scored.
You're exactly right, Jay. Who's this analyst guy that they got over here?
A special thanks to Jason Winchell for joining us here at the halftime show, and we are now about ready to get things started here. Second half action live from Brandywine High School under the lights tonight for Salesianum and Dover. A big top 10 matchup here in the first state, and again, 21-20. Here we go.
Yeah, and I definitely don't even want to look in that comment section right now during the stream. Everybody telling me. I'm sure that's what's going on. I deserve it.
And here we go. Watkins, he's taken one back to the house once already tonight. We'll see what they decide to do here with Moran. And we are underway. Second half action as they'll squib it to the second line of that Sally's return team and quickly taken down around the 40-yard line. So good field position to start if you're the Sal's.
Yeah, and big Jack Healy there. He's not an elusive guy. And he looks like he's coming off limping a little bit. That was a nice hit there on that.
They lead 1st and 10, I formation. Mooney under center. Poppity will go in motion. Quick little dive handoff to Liam Morrow, the up back. And he picks up a good gain on first down. He's close to another first down. It looks like a gain of 9 out to close to midfield.
And again there, Mara bends the yards here.
And they'll get it started again from the 40. You mentioned it.
Fitting from his offensive line. When you're not getting touched by that first level of defense, meaning that defensive lineman, that's so helpful. And he's 5 yards before he's even touched. This Salesianum offense, again, starting this half off, churning the ball down the field.
So that will be a first down, a gain of 10 for Liam Mara, the up back. And now 1st and 10 from midfield for the Sal's. Again, they'll go I formation, Mooney under center. Again, here comes Poppity from right to left. It'll be a quick toss out to Watkins left, cuts it up, makes a defender miss, makes another defender miss, picks up 5-6 before being taken down. So a good first down yardage carry there for Andrew Watkins.
And the arm tackles once again there from Dover. You're going to have to put shoulder pads on number 21 in blue. He will not go down with any kind of arm tackles. Good job by him.
And that's for sure. And again, we talked about it a little bit already. Both teams struggling to bring down those great offensive backs for the opposing teams. So now 2nd and about 5 here from the 45-yard line of Dover for Sally's I formation. Again, Poppy this time left to right. And it'll be an off-tackle handoff to Watkins on the right side. Gets a couple yards before he's quickly brought down. So that'll set up a 3rd and short for Sally's on this opening drive of the second half.
We've heard this name before. Javante Wayman, number 54 for Dover, scraping down the line and making that initial hit on Watkins and slowing him down. He's played really good over there for that Dover defense. And it's impressive. He came from the other side of the field to make that play. I mean, young man's giving great effort.
And now another 3rd and short for the Sal's. The last 2 previous 3rd and shorts were moved back due to penalties. We'll see if they can get the playoff here. 3rd and about 3 for the Sal's. They'll go I formation, slot right. Poppity in motion from right to left. Back to the right side, quick handoff to the up back Mara, who cuts outside the left side, and he's got space. He's got the first down and some more as he gets out to about the 35-yard line of 1st and 10 for Sal's.
And it was one great stiffen. Same that we saw here in the first half.
So a new set of downs for Salesianum. 9:35 to play here in the 3rd quarter from the 35-yard line. Quick pitch out right to Watkins. He's got space. He'll cut up field, picks up 8-9. Now he's going to cut reverse field, breaks a tackle, and he's off to the races before being brought down at about the 12-yard line. Andrew Watkins does it again.
Yeah, Caldwell makes that tackle. Let's see, there's a penalty marker on the field, and Salesianum setting the edge. They're pulling guards in, and for Dover was able to hold on there and bring them down, but impressive run and out there and move it, kicking that defensive end out of the way. Unfortunately for them, though, they got caught with a hold there on that play.
Another penalty that hurts Salesianum, a big-time penalty there. That'll erase the long run from Andrew Watkins. That'll back him up now for a first and about 20.
Yeah. I mean, it was right at the line of scrimmage. And that's gonna hurt you for sure. And Dover once again can escape here if they can just hold this Salesianum offense down. You know, and Jay talked about the efficiency last week from Dylan Mooney in the passing game. It'll be interesting to see if within this set of downs if they have to go to the pass.
Yeah, first and extra long, 1st and 20 from the Dover 42-yard line for Salesianum. They'll line up slot right, I formation. Mooney lost the snap, able to jump back on it, though, but you said it, Pat, he'll be down where that knee touched.
And you saw he went to a knee to pick that one up, so it's another mishap there by the Salesianum offense, and they're going the wrong way here, Nick.
Yeah, they started off the drive very well, picked up about 20 to 30 yards before getting hit with a penalty on another big run, and then the fumbled snap there sets up 2nd and 20. They, again, 21, lost about a yard or two there at the Dover 43-yard line.
This is a big-time possession here for the Dover defense. You know, you want to keep this Sally's offense from moving here, get the ball back, down by 1.
So they'll hand off, a little miscommunication in the backfield, but Watkins does end up with it and nowhere to run. Good defensive swarm to the ball there by Dover as Mooney and Watkins made contact with each other in the backfield, kind of slowed things up.
Yeah, somebody turned the wrong way there, and you know that split second of that happening turns a big-time game and allows that Dover defense to regroup. Great tackle there by Akil Garrett. He's not a very big guy, and he came up and took the legs out of Watkins, limiting the gain there, and great job there by number 9 for Dover.
Akil Garrett made some great open field tackles here so far tonight. We take under 8 minutes, 3rd and very long for Sally's. This time they'll line up in the shotgun. It'll be a direct snap to Watkins out of the Wildcat. He'll cut up field and get to about 26, 27-yard line. So a big gain on 3rd and long, and now decision time for the Sal's, and I have a feeling they might go for this one.
Yeah, and you're not kidding. That's exactly what the doctor ordered if you're Salesianum. You know, and it's you add it whenever you go to the Wildcat, you add the extra blocker because you're taking the quarterback out of the play. And this is a big time play here for both teams.
Yes,
I mean, I don't mean to be Captain Obvious, but this is a big time play here.
4th and short from the Dover 27-yard line. For Salesianum, the lineup in the shotgun. Direct snap to Andrew Watkins, another Wildcat run here. He'll go to the left side, and he's got the first down and give him a few more yards on top of it, out to about the 15-yard line. And now a new set of downs for Sal's, and this drive continues.
And you're starting to see some Dover players' hands on hips. They're huffing and puffing. They're walking back to the huddle. They're tired right now. I mean, they're beat up and mauled by this big offensive front by Salesianum. And, you know, this does test your conditioning when it's a slow, methodic, physical drive the way that Salesianum has done throughout the whole game.
Especially this early in the season, just week number 2 for both of these teams. Now I formation. Mooney, quick handoff to Mara, who's going to cut to the right side, pick up about a yard or two before he's stopped. He's close to the Dover 10-yard line.
Javante Wayman, once again, number 54 in white. He's been making a lot of plays, as well as Akil Garrett. Those two have been the 2 defensive standouts for Dover so far in this one.
Now we'll have a player run on. It's Benjamin Thornton, the offensive lineman, who will run on the field, number 55 for Salesianum, as Mooney gets the play call and he trots back out to the huddle as we tick down to 6 minutes here in the 3rd quarter. Sally still holding a 21-20 lead here over Dover as they're looking to punch in another one here.
Yeah, and again, look, we're under 6 minutes to go. Half the quarter has been chewed up already by this offense.
I formation, straight dive handoff. I believe this one to Poppity, who was the tailback.
That was Joey Montu.
Oh, excuse me.
Number 6.
Joseph Montooth, the junior, 5'11", 170 running back, takes the carry there. I believe his first carry of the ball game.
It was. And guess what? They give Watkins one play off to catch his breath, and hey, look, son, we need you. Go back out there. It's a big 3rd down for Sally's.
And now 3rd and 4. They need to get to about, it looks like, the 4-yard line or so. So 3rd and 4 from the 8. Again, here comes the wild. And it'll be ours for Sal's.
Yeah, James Kilby, number 79 there. The big fella, the big nose guard for Dover, able to get off a block and stop the progress there. Brings up this 4th down, and it's a decision here. And it looks like Sally's is going to go for it. They could elect to kick the field goal here, but they won't. Obviously, with the bobbled snap a little earlier in the game, that kind of hurt the confidence in it.
So a big time moment here in this game between Dover and Salesianum. 4th and about 3 from the Dover 5-yard line. And here it is, a big momentum play here. Watkins in the Wildcat. He'll take the snap, tries to go off tackle right, finds a hole, cuts up field, and I believe he got it. He looks like he got to about the 2-yard line, and that'll set up a 1st and goal for Sally's.
Yeah, and you know what? Number 24 there for Dover, Jalen Hill, had a chance at him. He was unblocked coming off the edge, and the hesitation allowed Watkins to make the cut through the middle and just fall forward for the 1st down. Big time 1st down pickup by Sally's as, again, the clock continues to tick, 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 approaching 8 minutes already on this drive.
4 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. Big time decision paid off for Sal's there. Now they got a new set of downs and just 3 yards to go for the touchdown. I formation. Mooney takes the quarterback sneak, and he'll punch it in for the score. Mooney, he'll score a touchdown this time around for Sally's, and they extend this lead.
Yeah, it's a big time play there. Big time 4-minute drive, or 8 minutes, sorry, 4 minutes, 4 minutes left in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah.
8-minute drive there for Sally's, and that's like a demoralizing drive as a defensive line and a defense. I mean, you just couldn't get off the field, and we'll see how this affects the game going forward. But Sally, that's about as impressive as a drive as they've put together. A lot of big plays in the 1st half, but that was just a good old-fashioned, run it down your throat type drive.
And did not look great at one point. Had a 3rd and very long. They picked up a huge gain on that 3rd and 20, set up a 4th and short. They get the 1st down, and the drive continues, and they eventually punch it in for a touchdown. And now the extra point attempt. Snap, hold, kick is up, and through, and just like that, 28-20, an 8-point lead now for the Sal's. 4 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. We're going to take a short timeout. When we come back, 3rd quarter action live from Brandywine High School on 302 Sports, Fox Sports 1290, and the iHeartRadio app.
Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you. Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group.
Oh, boy.
Garrett on the return. Returns the ball inside Salesianum's territory.
And right after Dylan Mooney quarterback sneak for a touchdown, a huge return for Dover as they take it out to pass midfield into Sally's territory to the Sally's 45-yard line. So Dover, great field position for them to start their opening drive of the 2nd half.
Yeah, Akil Garrett. We saw him make a lot of plays defensively. He makes a big play with his feet there. And now we're in the Wildcat. You see Javon Peace, and Sally's has him bottled up. Maybe not. Wow.
Making something out of nothing there. You said it, Pat. Javon Peace had 3 defenders on him in the backfield, made them miss, and able to pick up a few yards on 1st down. So that'll set up a 2nd and long here for Dover. 3:40 to play here in the 3rd quarter. 28-20 lead for Salesianum.
Yeah, but Peace looks to be shaken up on the sideline. That could be big time for Dover. Hope he's okay. He's limping over there. Let's see what happens with that. Keep an eye on that one there, Nick.
That would be a devastating loss for Dover, as now Moran in the shotgun on 2nd and 8. He'll drop back, looks left, fires out left, has his man at the line of scrimmage, tries to make a guy miss, and he'll get stopped for no gain.
I believe that was Davis again, and there is a penalty marker out there. Let's see if that's in the holding realm. And it is holding against Dover. That one's going to sting for the Senators.
Still just a one possession game, 28-20. Here live from Brandywine High School again, Pat. We talked about it under the lights for the first time here, and a great crowd showing up here.
And it's such a great tradition here at Brandywine with the football program and this football stadium. That to have the lights here now, it just brings another aspect to the great tradition at Brandywine. And let's see if that affects the program in any way. And there's nothing like playing on Friday Night Lights.
Absolutely
on
not.
The Friday Night Lights. So.
I remember, at St. Mark's, they never had lights. We finally got lights my senior year, and that was a big thing. We played Newark under the lights for the first time.
I was at that game. I crawled from the neighborhood, Heritage Park, over to it.
Moran will drop back on second
catch.
and long, throws a dart, and that's going to be caught. You said it. He's got his man.
Yeah, that's number 81, Elijah Sessoms.
His first catch of the evening, and he takes that one for about 15 to 20 yards.
Yeah, about 15 yards. And Sessoms is a big target, used his body there. Looked like he was boxing out guys for a rebound. And brings up a third manageable here for the Dover offense.
Yeah, now into Sally's territory after the big play. Third and about 6.
Peace still not in the game. Akil Garrett's in the backfield, Nick.
3 receivers to Moran's left. He's got Garrett in the backfield and Eden Davis wide right. Moran will take the snap out of the gun, looking for the wide receiver screen. They'll fake it. Now he wants his man deep. That's up and intercepted. A flag is down, but great corner play there.
Joshua Johnson. Beautiful coverage there, and the underthrown ball was thrown right to him. Great job there by the Salesianum defense, coming up with a big-time turnover. The first one of the game, if I'm not mistaken, for either team.
And they'll pick up the flag. Again, maybe looking to toss that bag on the ground or something over there. But again, after the interception, ball back into the hands of Salesianum with an 8-point lead, 28-20, 2:36 still to play here in the third quarter. And Dover, they set up that wide receiver screen all night. And then this time they try to get him on it. They pump fake the wide receiver screen, send the slot guy deep, but the pass ended up being intercepted.
And you know that the tough part there for Moran was there was pressure in his face, and he probably threw that ball a little sooner than he wanted to. And that caused the pick. And now Watkins picks up about 3 yards. That's a really good tackle there by number 7, Tyshawn Nelson, fighting off the stiff arm and limiting it to only a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, getting a little chippy down there on the field. After a gain of about 4 yards on first down for Salesianum, sets up 2nd and 6 as we tick down to the 2-minute mark here in the third quarter against Sally's in the blue jerseys with the gold pants and helmet. Going from right to left as we see it. Dover in the all-white with the blue pants. They're on defense right now.
Yeah, and Sally's can really put their foot on Dover's throat here with another long drive like they did to start the second half off.
More motion in the backfield. It'll be an up handoff to Liam Mara, who makes another defender miss and breaks a tackle and picks up another first down as he's hit out of bounds there. Might have been late, and a late flag will come in, and another big-time run from the up back, Liam Mara.
It'll be interesting to see what the call is here. Mara, of course, given the flex on that one. He hit the R1 button and then hit the triangle on the stiff arm. That was an impressive run right there. That could be a top 10 play of the week. We'll have to keep an eye on it.
Putting those fingers to use, hitting some of those buttons. And
personal foul, it's going to be a horse collar tackle there. They did get Mara on the inside of his pads. And that one's going to hurt a little bit for Dover. No doubt about it.
And we talked obviously earlier this week, the one thing they said they wanted to work on was to be disciplined, stop some of those penalties, limit some of those penalties, and both teams kind of struggling with that here tonight, and they've come at some big-time moments here in this game for both teams.
Yeah, and Sally's once again is in a great position to chew clock, which is what they're going to want to do, and insert their will right here.
So now after the penalty, the late hit horse collar out of bounds. It'll set up the ball at the Dover 44-yard line. 1st and 10 for Salesianum. They'll go I formation, slop left. Mooney under center. He'll take the snap, dive handoff to Watkins to the left side. He's met a few yards in there. He'll pick up about 2. And now set up 2nd and 8.
And you see now Dover here in the third quarter, they're able to stop the first down play. It's being able to get 3 consecutive plays now, stopping the run. I mean, Sally's, they just beat down on you with that big, strong offensive line.
And their fullback, Liam Mara, and their tailback, Andrew Watkins, both having great games here tonight. 2nd and 8. It'll be a nice reverse here. They set up Watkins, and then they'll reverse it on the end around.
Johnson.
Excuse me, you said it. Joshua Johnson. Even had me fooled there. I thought the dive was going to go to Watkins. You saw Dover set up the wide receiver screen and then go deep. This time it's been dive all night long, and then they hit him with the end around.
Yeah, and you know what? We haven't even seen that look yet from the Salesianum offense. So good play call there by Coach DiNardo, and they took advantage of the Dover defense there, Nick.
And we have a player down. So we're going to take a short break here in the third quarter. A minute left to play here in the third. When we come back between Dover and Sally's here live from Brandywine High School on 302 Sports, Fox Sports 1290, and the iHeartRadio app.
Life's too short to hate your home. Remodel your home with the pros voted Delaware's #1 home improvement company. Ferris Home Improvements has something for every homeowner at their new showroom on the corner of Kirkwood Highway and Harmony Road in Newark, Delaware. Explore products and layouts with the area's top designers. Touch and feel products that inspire your dream space. Ferris Home Improvements' pride in the details make them the area's best in roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchens and bathrooms. Want a professional no-pressure remodel? Go see the best at the Big Shamrock on Kirkwood Highway. Ferris Home Improvements. Quality workmanship from a neighbor you can trust. Life's too short to hate your home. Remodel your home with the pros voted Delaware's #1 home improvement company. Ferris Home Improvements.
All right, we're going to, it's probably a couple seconds away, but we're coming back now anyway.
Everything your pet needs. Plus, the frequent buyer program allows you to earn free food, litter, and more. Visit
Oh, God.
Every time. And after the injury timeout, you just missed an Andrew Watkins handoff to the left for a big-time gain, 20-plus yards. That takes it to the Dover 14 or 13-yard line. And now Sally's looking to add on to this 28-20 lead, 38 seconds to go here in the third.
Yeah, and again, that offensive line is just mauling Dover right now. And tick, 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 tick.
Pro formation, handoff to Morrow, who this time has a lead blocker, and he'll pick up another good gain on the ground. Pickup of about 9 yards, maybe 10, to the Dover 4-yard line.
Yeah, number 55, Ben Thornton. Whew, he just road grader on that play there. Straight up pancake, 10 yards down the field. And, that just sums up the whole night from Salesianum up front. And you can see the Dover defenders really, they're bending over looking for air, Nick.
Poppity in motion, I formation, first and second one from the 5-yard line. They'll hand it off to the right side. Enough for the first down, it looks like, to set up a first and goal from the Dover 1-yard line. So Sal's will have 4 opportunities here to punch another one in.
Yeah, and this would really put them in a great position to finish this one off, Nick.
Well, that'll take us to the end of the third quarter. Sally's looking to go in here as we start the fourth. Their first and goal from the 1. They lead 28-20. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back on 302 Sports, Fox Sports 1290, and the iHeartRadio app.
7, brand new location. They moved here from Limestone Road, and it's going to be the new home of 302 Sports Week. I'm going to recap some local, college, and professional stuff. It's time for everybody's favorite part of the day, top 5 plays. Here we go. Stanley, your #1 play from AI, 76-yard punt return. We got ourselves the quality cam here on the sideline. It's awesome to watch from this angle, to be honest with you. And watch, whoa, going up. He went to 412. He left the first there at 4-4. Those ups right there. You can't make this stuff up. We couldn't be more excited about having our show here held at the Buffalo Wild Wings and Christiana location here on Route 7. Brand new location. They moved here from Limestone Road, and it's going to be the new home of 302 Sports Week.
All right, Nick, you ready to come back? They're about to start. And they're at the 1, so we can come back as soon as possible. Thank you, sir. And here we go. First and goal from the 1-yard line for Salesianum. Turn handoff to Andrew Watkins, and he's untouched into the end zone for another touchdown. A Sally's touchdown, and Andrew Watkins' 4th of the night.
Yeah, and that one's going to hurt for Dover. You can kind of see them. They're just getting mauled up front right now, and there's just no other way to put it. And Sally's has had the ball for all but about a minute and a half here in the second half of this one. And Dover's going to need to have something fast, and we're going to have to keep an eye on the health of Javon Peace. He left during the last offensive possession for Dover. And let's see if he gets back on the field here. They're going to need him, that's for sure.
So the first play of the fourth quarter here at Brandywine High School goes for an Andrew Watkins 1-yard touchdown run. That extends this lead to 34-20, a two-possession lead now for the Sows, the largest lead of the game. And now the extra point attempt on the way. Snap, hold, kick is up. And the kick is good, so just like that, 35-20, a 15-point lead for Salesianum. 11:57 here to play in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and like I said, we're going to see what Dover's about right here. They desperately need to score bad. The momentum has completely shifted over to Salesianum, and it's going to be tough to stop them. Dover's going to have to get a big time, maybe even a long drive for a touchdown here. They give their defense a little bit of a break. But down 35-20, they need to make something happen. And a good sign for them is, number one, Javon Peace is back there deep to return this kick.
Absolutely a great sign. If you're a Dover fan, number one, Javon Peace back deep for this one. Odds are they won't kick it to him. We'll just have to wait and see. They've done it before. They've done a great job on their kickoff coverage so far tonight. And then also doing it on the return end as Andrew Watkins took the kickoff return for a touchdown. And again, Pat, he's got 4 touchdowns. He's making a run for the trophy next to you.
He is. I mean, right now, you would have to give it to him. Javon Peace obviously made a really early case for it, but Dover's kind of going silent offensively here. They haven't really had a chance to get the ball because Sally's has just been moving the ball up and down the field and taking time off the clock.
It all starts up front, and again with this Sally's offensive and defensive line doing their job as the kick is away. 11:57 to go in the fourth, and he booted that one out of the back of the end zone.
Yeah, leaving no doubt right there. Hunter Simmons showing off the leg that time.
So Dover will begin the drive at their own 20-yard line. Again, just 3 seconds into this fourth quarter. Dover now trails by 2 scores, 35-20. So they'll look to get something started rather quickly here. Like you said, Pat, Javon Peace has made his way back out onto the field. So he seems to be okay, and that's a good sign, like you also mentioned, for Dover.
It is. One thing, I pay attention to body language, and Dover's walking on and off the field. They're walking to the huddle. Fatigue's a real thing, and some of these guys are going both ways, and Sally's has really been beating them up front. Let's see if they got enough energy here to finish this one off.
Moran under center, Davis in motion. They'll play action to Javon Peace. He'll drop back, wants to get it to Peace on the screen, and that ball's almost intercepted in the backfield, but I believe Peace caught it and then was taken down for a loss here on first down.
Number 4, Marcus Robinson, making one heck of a play on this screen. He sniffed it out right away, and you said he almost intercepted it and stripped it out of Peace's hands. It's a great job by number 4 for Salesianum, the outside linebacker there.
So the pass ended up falling incomplete, so it'll be now 2nd and 10.
We haven't seen Dover take a shot at all down the field.
You're right.
Everything has really been the screenplays and the runs.
So now they'll just straight give it to Javon Peace out of the rifle, and he gets about 4 or 5 yards before he stopped, make it 4. And that should set up a 3rd and 6.
It should, yeah. 3rd and about 6. And Peace is coming off the field limping yet again. That's not what you want to see. But this is a big time down here for Dover. They're going to have to push the ball down the field. The only down the field plays we've seen them do through the passing game has been to Elijah Sessoms, the tight end. And they're going to take a timeout to talk this one over. This is crucial, Nick. They need to get this first down, and they're going to have to put some points on the board here on this drive.
Yeah, we'll stay right here. You said it. They called a timeout. You mentioned it. A huge 3rd down upcoming. If they were to not get this here, Sally's forcing the ball back, or to get the ball back up by 15 here in the fourth quarter. If you're Dover, that's not what you want. And again, a big-time 3rd down play coming up after the timeout. 35-20, 11-19 exactly to play here in the fourth quarter at Brandywine High School. Nick Allison, Jr., Pat Garianis, Jason Winchell here producing. Nick Cannella back in the studio for Fox Sports 1290.
Yeah. This has been a good game, Nick. It's been an enjoyable one to call. Sally's has really taken control of this one here in the second half. But if Dover can get a first down here and get a couple big plays going, they can get themselves right back in it.
So Dover will spread it out once again, and I believe Elijah Allen will enter the game at quarterback for the Senators. Double slot here, one back in the backfield. Peace is on the sideline. 3rd and about 6, a big-time third down play for Dover.
It's Elijah Allen, right? Yep.
Allen will take the snap, looking to run. And he's going to be mauled in the backfield. That's going to be a sack, and at a huge time for Salesianum.
I believe that's Yelbert again, his 2nd sack of the game, and that's, again, inexperience as a quarterback by Elijah Allen. He bailed out of the pocket very early on that one and ran extremely close to that D-line. That comes with playing the game. And right there, if there was really no pressure on him if he stayed in that pocket. But he didn't feel comfortable. He tried to scramble, and Yelbert just swallowed him up there.
A loss of about 10 on 3rd down. That makes it 4th and about 16, and pretty much a spot where you have to punt it if you're Dover, down by 15. So now the defense going to have to come back out and get a stop for them. So here's the snap and the punt. The punt is up and in the air.
It's a real good one.
And now the poison will be called that time as the ball will take a Dover hop to about the 46-yard line.
Fortuna overran it. The thing went right over his head. Still great field position here for Sally's, and they could chew another 6-7 minutes off the clock right here, honestly, with 50-some yards to go.
Yeah, it all started in that 3rd quarter. I believe the total time of possession for Dover in that 3rd quarter was 3 minutes. And again, ever since then, Sally's, as you said it, taking control of this game. Whatever Coach Nardo said to them in the locker room, it worked.
It did. They're really asserting their will. That is for sure.
So here we go. Sally's back on offense. Mooney under center I formation. Poppity in motion from their own 46. Straight dive handoff left side to Watkins. He bounces it outside. Has some room to midfield. Looking to cut it up some more and picks up 10 yards on 1st down. He just continues to dodge defenders. Give him 10 more.
He's just a man out there. I mean, he really is. And they got a whole offense full of men. You got 5 of them on the offensive line, and you got 1 of them in the backfield. And I'll tell you what,
Mara, 2 of them in the backfield.
Mara's making his case to get in the man category too, to be completely honest with you. And they're wearing down Dover right now, and you've seen it here in the 2nd half.
Yeah, you also mentioned that, the body language coming from that Dover sideline after these long drives from Salesianum. And here we go again. 1st down, set of downs, 9:45 to play here in the 4th quarter. I formation. This time he'll play action. Mooney will roll right, gets the ball out of his hands into the hands of Mara, who has it in the flat, able to stay on his feet, and then gets walloped at about the 31-yard line. A great play by Mara, and then a big hit to end it.
That was a huge hit from Tyjon Nelson. Mouthpieces went flying. I hope Mara's okay on that one, but that was an old-fashioned slobber knocker.
But what a play by Mara to stay on his feet.
Yeah.
Used his hand after the catch he was tackled, or what it seemed like he would be brought down about 7 to 8 yards prior. Used his left hand to keep himself up and keep his balance and able to break the tackle, keep going before the big time hit.
Yeah, no, it was a great effort and good balance. And I got to be honest with you, that hit, obviously, it's affecting Mara, but it's also affecting the man who laid it on. Tyjon Nelson just walked over, and he's down in a crouch over on the sideline. Getting your bell rung like that is never fun.
And again, hopefully, obviously, both players are okay. We wish them the best as you hear the crowd giving it up for them as they try to walk off under his own power. As Mara will be able to walk off under his own power, so that's laughing. A good sign.
See, look, he says my mouthpiece is out there somewhere, Coach.
Yeah, we saw it from up here in the press box.
Flying, dude. Wow.
I mean, a great, phenomenal run there from Lee and Mara and a great hit to end it, but not before Sally's picks up another new set of downs with 9:30 to play here in the 4th quarter, and clock is winding.
That may be a top 10 play of the week upcoming. That hit. And the
run.
Yeah. You could give it to both. Because holding the balance and then the hit, yeah.
I formation, Poppity in motion. He'll tap Mooney on the back. Go back left, hand off to Watkins, bounces it outside once again and able to pick up a good chunk of change here on 1st down, and he's close to another 1st down near the Dover 20.
This young man is just extremely impressive, and he's part of a family tree, so to speak, at Salesianum with great tailbacks. I mean, they seem to have one every couple of years, and now Mara is the same thing with fullbacks too. They got great fullbacks as well if you go back through their history. they just keep churning out great backfield members there at Salesianum. Every generation has one. Looks like Mara's back in, so he's good to go. Lead blocking out there. That was a good carry on that play there, Nick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Joey Montooth.
As we saw, he entered the game, I believe, for Mara after Mara left the game, so look for Montooth to get some more carries here.
Yeah.
Again,
Sally's
looking to
deep,
drive.
man.
Yeah.
And they're deep. They got talent up and down the field. Mara and Watkins back in the backfield here for the Souse.
Slot right, Poppity will go in motion right to left. Up dive handoff, this time to the up back, and
Mara again.
Going to be Mara back in the game. What a trooper he is, as he's already back getting some carries, and that'll be enough for another first down.
Hey, man, we got him a new mouthpiece. He's ready to go. He's ready to rock and roll, man, and he always falls forward. Extremely impressive by Salesianum here in the second half. Absolutely dominating up front and in the run game. Dover just really has no answer for them right now. They'll go wishbone formation here. And Watkins, he's smacked in the backfield. Dover sniffed that one out, Nick. 3 defenders led right there by Tyjon Nelson. There was nothing there for the Sally's offense. Nelson's going to go down on the field. He's cramping up.
You said it, and again, 7. Now we tick down under 8 minutes. Sally's looking to extend this lead to the largest lead of the game it would be. Right now they lead by 15, 35-20, but also putting together a nice drive once again here in the second half. And you talked about it. That time of possession continues to climb for the Sows.
It does, and it's there's no other word to use other than dominant. They've chewed the clock. They've kept the chains moving. And it's been 4 yards in a cloud of dust every other play. And that wears down on a team like Dover. Dover doesn't have the size that Salesianum has. And when you're getting beat up by these big, strong guys play after play, this is where you see it, is in the second half. And that's what we've seen. I mean, they came out, they had the great flashy plays in the first half to get them on the scoreboard. But second half, they just look like a tired football team.
And now they'll go slot right I formation for Mooney under center, 1st and 10 from the 10-yard line. Straight dive left to Watkins, and this time actually nowhere to run. He'll be stopped for no gain. This time the Dover defense snuck that one out.
Yeah, and great effort there from the Dover defense. They're just selling out right now, and they've been able to get a couple stops here. But Sally's always seems to get in the first down. Let's see here. It's just a 3rd and goal. It'll be interesting to see if they don't get this, if Sally's elects to kick the field goal to push it to a 3-possession game.
And we know they've got the kicker to do it. They'll go full house here on 3rd and goal. They'll hand off, or bootleg. They fake the handoff to Watkins, and Mooney's around the edge.
He's in.
And he's in.
Yes, he is. How about that, Nick? Never mind. Won't have to worry about the field goal kicker. The quarterback in for his 2nd score of the game.
Dylan Mooney had everyone fooled up here as well. They load the box or load the backfield with a full house. They'll fake the dive to Watkins. He keeps it, rolls right and punches it in for the 11-yard score. Dylan Mooney give him his 2nd touchdown of the game. 41-20, 7 minutes to play. Sal's, they lead.
And that should pretty much wrap it up here for the Salesianum team. They took it to Dover here in the second half. They've scored 20 unanswered points here now, and Dover just has no answers. They just have no answers right now.
And again, even if they had the answers, they might not have time to execute them. Just 3 minutes of possession here around that in the second half. Sally's has just, like you said, done exactly what they've wanted to do here in the second half. Run the ball, take up time, and score some points. And now they're looking at a 21-point lead, a chance to make it 22 with the extra point attempt. 6:57 to go here in the 4th quarter, live from Brandywine High School. And again, the extra point just after the timeout here, as Sally's decided to take a timeout before the extra point attempt. And now just 7 minutes until we crown our 302 Sports Crown Trophy Fox Sports 1290 Player of the Game.
Yeah, I think I got an idea of where it's going to go here, Nick.
And I think I have an idea of where you're going to go with that as well. As Sally now lined up for the extra point.
You and he do have something in common. That's what I'll say.
And I know exactly what that is also. And that pains me as the extra point is up and good. And just like that, 42-20, the 22-point lead for Salesianum, their largest of the night. They lead 42-20 over Dover. Under 7 minutes to go. We'll take one more timeout here when we come back. The rest of the fourth quarter action live from Brandywine High School.
Something for every homeowner at their new showroom on the corner of Kirkwood Highway and Harmony Road in Newark, Delaware. Explore products and layouts with the area's top designers. Touch and feel products that inspire your dream space. Ferris Home Improvement's pride in the details make them the area's best in roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchens, and bathrooms. Want a professional, no-pressure remodel? Go see the best at the Big Shamrock on Kirkwood Highway. Ferris Home Improvements. Quality workmanship from a neighbor you can trust. Life's too short to hate your home. Remodel your home with the pros voted Delaware's #1 home improvement company. Ferris Home Improvements has something for every homeowner at their new showroom on the corner of Kirkwood Highway and Harmony Road in Newark, Delaware. Explore products and layouts with the area's top designers. Touch and feel products that inspire your dream space. Ferris Home Improvements.
And on the ensuing kickoff, it'll be booted out of the back of the end zone. So 1st and 10 from the 20. That's where Dover will begin their next drive here in the fourth quarter. 6:57 to play. 42-20 lead for Salesianum as we have a player down on the field.
Yeah, and one thing we see here is Javon Peace is back out there for Dover. We're starting to see some cramping happen out there for both teams. It's a hot, muggy night as typical for our lovely state this time of year. And then in about a week, it'll be 52 out there, and there'll be frost on the field. But you're starting to see some cramping going on, and that typically happens. So we'll see. I mean, 7 minutes to go in this one. Dover right now just has to try and put some points on the board. I'll tell you what, this Salesianum team, they're impressive, man. There's not many teams out there, I think, that are going to be able to, to control that running game and control that front five offensively and front seven on defense.
I mean, not even talking about Dylan Mooney and even throw the ball last week. You talked about how he threw the ball last week, and it worked out for him. Tonight, no need to do that tonight. Just ground pound the ball, and it's worked out for him.
Yeah, no, he hasn't even had to. You're exactly right. And, Sally's, they've been one-dimensional tonight, but guess what? The one dimension's been working. It's been working really well. They haven't had to try and become 2 or 3 dimensional.
No need. Another, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Absolutely.
And now, like I said, a 1st and 10 from their own 20. That's where Dover will begin this drive. And I mean, something we haven't talked about is the turnovers here tonight. Not many turnovers.
No.
I believe just 1 overall through this entire game so far.
Yeah, no, the turnovers have not, affected either team. And obviously Dover trailing, you would point to how well did they turn the football over? No, really, 1 turnover for them, and that of course was in the second half, and it did kind of hurt them, but it hasn't been the main reason. Salesianum's offensive line and their running game are the reason right now. They just chewed the clock down in the second half. There's been no answer for that. But yeah, it's been a pretty clean game for both teams. There's been a couple penalties, but nothing more than what you usually see in a high school game.
And the injured man was Liam Mara, who's now, again, trying to walk off under his own power. He will seem to do so, and a heck of a game for that young man tonight.
Oh, yes, he did, man. He's been a good second punch to Watkins.
And now Dover will get things started here. 1st and 10 from their own 20-I formation.
It's a new look for Dover.
They'll turn, deep handoff to Javon Peace, makes the defender miss, and showing off the speed here, picks up the 1st down and a couple more yards out to about the 33-yard line.
Yeah, he was able to get outside there, and when he's able to do that, that's where you're going to see him shine. We saw a lot of that in the first half. Sally's has really buttoned it up since really that first quarter and a half of play. That's the first time he's really been able to shake loose here in the second half.
But that run will give Dover a first down, so 1st and 10 now for Dover from about the 33-yard line. This time they'll go in the gun. It's Moran able to reel down the snap and gives the handoff to the right side, and a quick handoff there, and showing off the speed that time is Javon Peace, and now he's starting to get things rolling here in the second half.
Yeah, and maybe you're starting to see Sally's right here up 22. You know, I don't want to say that they're taking plays off. I don't think that's the case at all, but like that tension breaks away. Like, all right, we're well in hand right now. Okay, they got 10 yards, no big deal. Let's see if they start to zip it up as Dover moves it down the field here.
Now Moran in the pistol, Peace behind him. He'll go and motion out to the right. They'll throw him a screen, and nowhere to run for Javon Peace. He'll be stopped for a loss of 5.
I did not like that play, Nick. It was too easy to see. I mean, everyone in the stadium knew that once Peace ran by and he rolled back, it was going right to him for a swing pass. Sally's not fooled on that play. Big time loss.
And now, Pat, we're ticking down to the 6-minute mark. A 22-point lead for Sally's. Dover's had some players banged up. That sent me right into this, what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
When do you make the move if you're Dover to maybe sit down Javon Peace or some of those players down 22 with 6 minutes to play that have already been banged up in this one?
Probably not. I mean, cramping is not something you got to worry about long term. I don't know if you'll see them come off the field. They may go down fighting, especially offensively now. You know, Salesianum, the game isn't gotten out of hand as far as physicality is concerned. There hasn't been a whole lot of extracurricular activities going on out there. So I don't think you got to worry about players, you know, coming off the field like, all right, let's not get them hurt. Like, let's not, you know, get in a fight situation or something like that where they get it unsportsmanlike. The main thing is just get out of the game, you know. Let's just get out of here. You know, the weather's going to turn over time here in the next couple of weeks, and you won't be having these kind of issues.
Yep. And again, we saw our fair share of it last week with our kickoff classic game between St. Elizabeth's and Christiana. A lot of cramping done there. Early in the season, obviously it will happen. 6:15 still to play here in the fourth quarter. 42-20 lead for Salesianum over Dover in a matchup of two top 10 football programs here in the state of Delaware, and a huge crowd out here celebrating the first game under the new lights here at Brandywine High School, the home away from home for Sally's this year, while Baynard's under construction.
Yeah, they'll be splitting games between here and AI, and it is really nice over here. So I mean, it's packed. I mean, Sally's did not miss any trip. That's for sure.
The word got out to the students. They're here. They knew where to come, and they saw a great one here tonight. Still 6 minutes to play, though. 42-20. Moran will fake the handoff, throw it out wide. Has his man Tyrese Amabria, and he'll pick up a good chunk of change here on 2nd and long. And that'll set up a 3rd and manageable now for this Dover offense.
Yeah, and you know, I mean that was a nice little play there by Sanabria, making a couple men miss and bringing up a 3rd and manageable. Dover still really hasn't been able to push the ball down the field. I mean, it's been running and quick hits. That's the way this offense has been working against Sally's.
3rd and 5. Moran in the shotgun. Javon Peace to his left. Two receivers out, trips out to the right. Eden Davis wide left. Quick handoff to Javon Peace. Has some room on the outside. Again, here comes that speed. Makes a defender miss, and he's off to the races. He's out to the 30, the 25. Still on his feet. Breaking tackles left and right, and he'll be brought down around the 26-yard line.
Yeah, great job by Peace. And you know, you saw a couple Salesianum defenders come up thinking they had an angle on him, and his speed just broke the angle right off. You know, Peace is an extremely impressive young man, and Dover finds ways to get him the ball.
And again, he has all 3 of the Dover touchdowns here in this one as they're down 42-20. We have hit the 5-minute mark and a new set of downs for Dover. This time Moran will walk up under center. Javon Peace to deep back. And now motion again. Bobbled the snap. The ball was on the ground. Ball still on the ground. And I believe Dover able to hop on it.
Yeah, it was a bobbled snap there. And Moran, he's a sophomore quarterback. He's a young player. He'll look at the film, and his coaches will tell him, and a lot of young players do this sometimes, the most important thing is that football. He kind of panicked a little bit because he bobbled the snap. He's like, I got to get it to my backer. Don't let go of the ball. He just kind of pitched it back there. that's something that he'll learn, and I'm sure that won't happen again going forward. Luckily for Dover, though, Eden Davis was able to fall on top of the loose ball.
Yeah, so Dover will take a timeout. We'll stay right here so we don't miss any of the fourth quarter action. 42-20, 4:29 to play. Javon Peace having some nice runs on this Dover drive. The first drive that's been decent here for Dover in the second half since Javon Peace's last touchdown in the first half. And now they're looking at a 2nd and 15 when we come out of the break here. And again, you hear it, Salesianum on the road next week. Well, they'll look to continue their gameplay of how they played tonight. They'll head on over to Appoquinimink High School to take on the Appo Jaguars Friday, 7 o'clock kickoff there. Dover, they're going to have to look to rebound after they suffered obviously a tough loss here tonight, as they'll get the matchup at home, but they got that Northeast High School coming to town from Maryland. That kickoff also next Friday, 7 o'clock.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens with them. Another score update, 20-7. Spartans on top of St. E's right now in the fourth quarter.
Now it's Peace out of the Wildcat. This time he tosses it to the left side, and that's Sally's defense there to sniff it out. Nowhere to run. That's number 29, Joshua Johnson. He's been all over the field as well for them tonight.
Yeah, he has. Akil Garrett, nothing doing. And when Peace is in the backfield, you're not expecting a pass, and Sally's just sold out for the run there. And tick, tick, tick as this one goes. Dover, it'd be nice for them to get a nice touchdown here to get rolling the next week with it.
4-minute mark now here 4 minutes left in this one. Dover back on the field looking at a second and very long, second and about 20. This time Moran out of the shotgun. That's where he's been for most of the night. Quick dive handoff to Javon Peace. He'll take it. He gets cracked after a gain of about 3 yards. Good job, or good linebacker play there by Salesianum.
Yeah, and Matthew Scott, the senior, coming up and finishing that tackle off, number 2 in blue. And right now, this game is just dwindling down. It's a 4th down and extremely long here for Dover. Not many plays in the playbook for this one.
And now looks like another Wildcat look here, as Moran will trot back out in the shotgun, and we've seen him struggle under center some tonight. He seems more comfortable out of the rifle. So we'll see what he does here. Trips right. They'll hand it off to Peace, who stumbles in the backfield, loses his shoe, still able to stay on his feet, and he gets crushed after a gain of about 3 yards. Another big-time hit from a Sally's defensive player there.
James Yelbert.
Yelbert, yeah, we've said his name a few times tonight as well.
Came up, laid the wood on that one. Turnover on downs, and there's been some big hits in this game. Yeah, Peace ran right out of his shoe on that one.
Yeah, he's got speed. Too fast for his shoes, like you said on that one. 3:02 to play. 42-20. Still the lead for Sally's. They're up by 22. They will advance to 2-0 on the year after a big 42-0 win last week over William Penn. Dover, not the start they wanted to this season. After this loss, they'll be set back at 0-2.
Yeah, and Dover, obviously the schedule will lighten up a little bit here before they get Sussex Central and Smyrna a little later on in the year. But it was a tough start for them. Let's see if they bounce back and can make some run at the playoffs here.
So now just trying to eat clock here. They'll hand it to Watkins, who's going to dance around deep in the backfield and still able to gain a yard on the play as he was just trying to run some clock.
Yeah, and looks like they're going to get some extra yardage on a horse collar tackle there.
I believe that's the 3rd horse collar tackle on Dover tonight.
Yeah, I think it might be. I think you're right. And Sally's plugging right along, average of 42 points a game with this offense, and it's been the same offense since Coach Donato took over in the mid-2000s. When you got the bodies and the behemoths up front that Sally's has, you can run this old school football style that they do right now.
So after the horse collar tackle, that'll be another 15-yard penalty. That'll take the ball close to midfield to the 48-yard line. And Pat, we're dwindling down hot time here. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to play in this one, and we have to crown our Crown Royal Trophy player of the game. So Pat, who's it going to be tonight?
Absolutely. As we see the bobbled snap here, and it goes. It's got to be number 21, Andrew Watkins. This young man just carried the ball all up and down the field for Salesianum, if I'm not mistaken. I believe the touchdown total for him is up to 5 in this game right now. I believe 4 or 5.
Kickoff return, a couple of rushes.
He's done it all for the Salesianum offense tonight, and I mean, he's well over 300 yards of total offense. He had to be approaching 30 carries. Congratulations, Week 2's winner, Crown Trophy Player of the Game, courtesy of us here at 302 Sports, Fox Sports 1290, Andrew Watkins, Salesianum.
You said it. What a game for number 21 and the St. Mark's transfer. That's what you were alluding to earlier when you said me and him had something in common. He's now at Sally's, and they are lucky to have him. He's been spectacular as we tick down to 1:44, and it looks like a delay of game against Salesianum here just to elongate things a little bit here at Brandywine High School. But Sally's, they're going to get a nice win here tonight.
They are, and it was their first really test of the year. I mean, Dover threw the kitchen sink at them there in the first half. They score right away, go right down the field on that first drive of the game, and they put 20 points up on the board here in the first half. But Sally's, they waited, right? Their game plan is we're going to ground and pound, we're going to maul you, and by the second half, you're going to fall apart. And that's kind of what we saw here. I mean, oh, man, jeez. That was a big-time hit.
Still on his feet was Montooth, so another impressive run by Montooth, but you're right, said it had to be speechless for a second or two as there were some big hits flying down on the field with 1:30 to play. Both teams still leaving it all out there tonight.
Yeah, well, Kwalik Bumbry came in for the kill shot. Montooth ducked under it, and there was a little friendly fire there by the Dover defense. That was a big-time collision.
We've seen some big-time collisions a few times here in this one. You mentioned Bumbry. He's been giving out some of those big collisions. We've said his name a few times.
Yeah, he's come up and laid the wood
Yeah,
quite a bit. So is Tyjon Nelson for Dover as well.
And now another injury, this time to the Dover side, as we'll take, or not us, but they'll take a timeout on the field. That's number 28 for Dover, Kadrick Fashinimi, the senior. So hopefully he's okay, able to walk off under his own power. And now we're set to retake things here with 1:05. Clock is ticking. I formation for Sally's, and another straight dive handoff to Montooth.
Yeah, and it's all done except for the whistle. One more play should do it here for Salesianum. An impressive victory for them, as we've talked about throughout here, Nick. They're a team, they're a force to be reckoned with here in the state of Delaware, and you know, we could be seeing a repeat team here in the championship game with them. And they're ready to go. I mean, I know Jay talked about it here at halftime. They got there last year kind of unexpectedly with a really young football team, and they return all these guys. They kind of have the target on their backs a little bit, them and Sussex Central right now.
And Sussex Central, your defending state champs, and something we talk about on the shows Wednesday nights at Buffalo Wild Wings, 302 Sports Weekly. Talk about Sussex Central and that defense that they brought out last year, looking to carry that momentum from a state championship into this year. They were the #1 ranked team as we began the year. And now a final timeout here with 12 seconds to play, as we'll have some substitutions come in.
Yep.
Again, Sally's 42-20. It was a close back-and-forth game the whole way in the first half. And then Coach Donardo took those guys aside in the locker room at the break. They came out of the locker room with a whole different kind of fire.
Yeah, and they just mauled. That's the only word I can really think of. They mauled Dover and beat them down to where they were fatigued there in the second half. Another great game here for the 302 Sports Game of the Week. You can listen to it obviously on Fox Sports 1290 as well. Same thing with this one. Next,
they get the big win over Dover here tonight in a matchup of two top 10 teams, 42-20. And again, they'll take this win and head on home next week as they advance to 2-0. And then Dover, tough loss for them. They move now to 0-2, and they'll look to get things back on track next week, as well as we're just a few moments away of taking down our Crown Trophy Player of the Game and awarding it to our Player of the Game, Andrew Watkins, who, again, rushed for 4 touchdowns. One of those was a kick return touchdown, so he did it in all aspects for Sal's tonight.
Yeah, he did. And, he cemented himself as one of the top, we'll say top 5 players in the state of Delaware right now. We saw 2 of them, one on each side, Javon Peace as well. But Javon Peace got it done in the first half. Second half, he got bottled up. Watkins did it for the whole game. I mean, there was no swallowing him up at all. And he between him and Liam Marr in the second half, that they really were the bell cows for Salesianum, chewing the clock up as that game dwindled down.
Yeah, did not need to move the ball through the air. Dylan Mooney not having to do that, just had a handoff. He scored 2 rushing touchdowns himself.
Yeah.
So 6 touchdowns for Sal's, one of them a kick return, and 5 rushing touchdowns. Well, again, that'll do it for us here at Brandywine High School. 42-20 win for Salesianum over Dover. Thanks for joining us here on 302 Sports, Fox Sports 1290, and the iHeartRadio app. For Nick Alessandrini, Pat Garianis, Jason Winchell, and Nick Cannella back in the studio. We'll see you next Saturday morning. Hodson.
Team at Ambience Heating and Air Conditioning provides high-quality residential HVAC installations, maintenance, and repairs in new and older homes in the Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania tri-state area. You may not realize it, but half of your energy costs go to heating and cooling. Make sure your energy dollars count and call us today for a free estimate. 302-239-HVAC. 302-239-4822. Get the assurance that your HVAC system is what you need with Ambience. Ambience provides you with over 25 years of experience in the heating, cooling, and plumbing industry. The team at Ambience Heating and Air Conditioning provides high-quality residential HVAC installations, maintenance, and repairs in new and older homes in the Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania tri-state area. You may not realize it, but half of your energy costs go to heating and cooling. Make sure your energy dollars count and call us today for a free estimate. 302-239-HVAC. 302-239-4822. Get the assurance that...
And welcome back live inside 302 Sports. Nick Alessandrini, Pat Garianis, Jason Winchell here on hand for a top 10 matchup between Dover and Sally's, and it kind of gave us what we'd expected. A first half back and forth, a great game pretty much all the way throughout, but Sally's just really turned things on coming out of that locker room in the second half. Jay, what did you see out of them tonight?
Yeah, I said I thought the halftime speech was important for them, was the defense. Because in the first half, they struggled tackling, couldn't get off the field on third downs. Second half, they controlled the ball on offense, but when they were on defense, they got the interception and then a 3-and-out quickly in the first 2 drives for Dover in the second half. And then Sally scored on their first 3 possessions, and that was it.
Yeah, no, Jay, that's a great point. And you talked about Dover did their darndest here, scoring on those first 3 possessions, and it really was a great